Darren McCarty and Neil Rule can give. It's time for Big D Energy, live on Woodward Sports. Join four-time Stanley Cup champion and legendary badass Darren McCarty and the golden voice of Neil Rule, Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m., as they give their takes on all things Detroit sports. The number one midday show in Detroit is on. Welcome to Big D Energy.
The 1968 Chevy Camaro SS. It is my joy, it is my love, it is my passion.
It's your fault that I'm in this garage.
D-Mac, we can't take this car to the game.
Sorry, DK.
Yo, 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 what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Big D Energy.
Big D! Tigers victory.
Absolutely.
Opening night right there. If you're going down to opening night, you'll see a full 8-minute feature. But, yes, little Ferris Bueller's day off.
Take the day off. Red Wings opening day. That's coming up, though. But, we're going to get there to that. Don't you worry about that. There's a ton to get to. D-Mac is back in the fold. We know that. We have KG. KG, what's really good?
D-Mac called it. That's what's really good.
Called it. D-Mac called it. Spencer Raxter.
Hello.
Hello.
Tigers won. Tigers won again.
They did.
I'm going to the game on Thursday.
Are you really?
Bought tickets. Yeah.
It's going to be electric, bro.
Hey, what'd that run?
My boy Scott got in there right before the Kerry Carpenter homer. Got them their section 123, row 26. $250 each.
Ooh.
Okay, that's
right after the game. They're $450 each.
Yeah, I mean,
quick little flipper.
that's how I would do it.
No,
but that's just me. A little swing trade.
No, I can't do it.
What time's the game?
I haven't been 6:08 on Thursday.
Yeah.
3:08 on Wednesday. I haven't been to a playoff baseball game, so I'm
Spinny
going.
is crazy.
I can't wait.
The energy is going to be wild, man.
It is absolutely electric. Jump into that Woodward Sports chat thread. Subscribe to the Woodward Sports YouTube channel, like tens of thousands of you already have. Get your thoughts out there. We read them as sometimes you guys program the show. This one doesn't seem too difficult to program today. How was that, by the way, shooting that with Danny DeKaiser? Danny's my guy, man. Danny's a great dude.
Dan DeKaiser, who's the vice president of the alumni right now, dude. So he plays the role of Cameron right there. He unbelievable. He's a great human being.
Yes.
But he's low key because he's got that dry.
Yeah.
You know, he's the opposite of me. But he's actually low key funny, and anytime you get to spend with him. But he did a great job. You know, Daniela Bruce, Carly Johnson.
Yeah.
Ken Daniels and Mickey Redmond makes cameos, so all the regulars in there, so it was all cool.
Yes, absolutely. Yes, there's breaking NFL news. Robert Salah got fired by Aaron Rodgers. The Jets management and ownership.
Oh man, Spenny, you
Didn't
missed
see
out
that
on
coming.
money, bro. When Neil brought that up last week, where KG and it started. It started right. We should have laid money. I wonder if anybody out there was smart enough to lay money as Salah being the first coach that was going to be fired in the NFL.
Somebody did.
Seemed easy. I said, hey, you never know. I always respected Robert Saleh as a defensive coordinator, and obviously his ties to Dearborn. So you never know what happens this year. If Aaron Glenn may be on the way, that could be a.
That would be a perfect fill-in for Aaron Glenn.
Seriously.
If he gets a head coach job, which he very well could.
Yeah. Dearborn's on.
Yo, hey, Big Rob.
Hey,
Want to come home,
I know
buddy?
You're not busy.
Dude, could you imagine the amount of protein consumed in that locker room if Dan Campbell and Rob Saleh are both on the coaching staff?
There'd be a national, worldwide, galaxy-wide shortage.
Yeah, that would be insane.
There would be no more protein left for anybody.
Bring him home.
He got a raw deal, man.
Yeah.
A-Rod got him fired, but Robert Saleh had a raw deal that whole
How many times
tenure.
do I have to tell you guys this? How many times? How many times?
Talk about it, Neil.
When you get in bed with the devil's going to do devil things.
Yep.
Robert Saleh was there all training camp. He wasn't on a darkness retreat doing peyote. Egypt, wherever the hell he went. It's like, what did you think? What did you think was going to happen?
It's going to be the same exact thing when J.J. Redick gets fired halfway through the NBA season.
Damn. You called it now, huh?
I mean, J.J. Redick, great basketball mind, But
Yeah, I don't know if he the man for the job.
Tammy Chin in the chat. Good morning, Anakin, Pete, Dose, and Ryan. Good morning, Tammy.
Good morning,
Morning,
As
Tammy.
well, Anakin, shout out.
shout out
Big
Anakin.
shout
You know, man, forget them classes. You're going to learn more here than
Right.
you are in that.
FTC, fuck that class.
Well, I mean, that's aggressive.
It's coming from me, not you, so it's all good.
No, absolutely. But no, we will touch on that, I'm sure. But you got to start at the beginning, right? And the beginning is what happened in Cleveland. Emmanuel Clase, the Guardians called him, quote, the front runner for the Cy Young. Like 10 days ago, they said that.
I looked up the pronunciation actually for his name to be sure. It's Emmanuel Class Ass. Ass. Ass.
Are we getting into this right now?
Classy.
No, but D-Mac, like, look.
I sat here. I got a whole thing, all right? I want to address about
Hold on real quick, Anakin. I have a substitute today, so it's fine. All right, Anakin.
Oh,
Well,
yeah,
there
fuck
you
that
go.
class
Yeah.
for real,
Put it
nah.
on, put it on the whole class. All right, sorry, go ahead.
no.
Fuck that sub.
Remember back in the day when we brought it in the class? Like, I was trying to make the analogy yesterday, and shout out to everybody who tuned into the Woodward watch party. Spenny, Kenny were there. And I said, wasn't Goose Gossage Maz? I said to Maz back in the day, feared reliever coming in like this and owned, and what happened? Kirk Gibson got him.
Yep.
Regular season and playoffs are different beasts to whatever. And at any time, even the immortals are mortal. So why not this time? And what you know about our team is they're going to fight till the last out. What did they do? You look at how magical it is. I got an issue because I think everybody's lying to me.
Uh-oh.
Everybody lies because I thought we were on a free roll.
He was
And
told.
I walked into this watch party and thought it was a fucking funeral. You know, it was a joke. I mean, if you're free rolling in a 0-0 game, and you know what, I had said, you know what, I'm Kenny was sort of a culprit to bring him back, but if you're free rolling right now and you got 13 rookies and all this, let it happen.
And
Because
D-Mac.
something bigger's working. And I know that, like I was trying to make the analogy, if you are the front runner and the expected winner and stuff like this, and Quan, the left fielder, makes that catch, which I thought it was a catch.
I did too.
Like in football,
I thought
the
so
hand
too.
was
I thought so
under
too.
it. That's cool, right? But you don't look at that as a bad sign. You look at it like, okay, it's coming. Like, and the resilience of this team. So just sit back. If you're free rolling with Magic is undefeated. Right? The universe is undefeated. So there's something going on. And you mentioned yesterday is that you saw, right, Tarek Skubal, who his numbers, that man put this team on his back, knew what exactly needed to do, had a couple rough spots and threw a double play, but did exactly what you'd expect a Triple Crown winner to do, right? This guy you have to respect the numbers. But and I wouldn't expect this to happen again, but he's immortal. And so what happened yesterday is we proved it. If there was any team that was never out of it, and again, it was a 0-0 game.
Yeah.
You're in there, and you got magic happen. You got to know you got magic happen when Jake Rogers is turning into the cult hero, but big hits.
Trust the
You're
stash.
8 and 9 guys with singles with 2 outs. You know, Trey Sweeney, that trade, all that. So let me please just enjoy it. We'll worry about, because now there's so much more expectations now, Neil, moving forward for this team, right? But just enjoy it right now. And everybody who's going down Wednesday, Thursday, or both, oh man, is this not the biggest sports bonus that we didn't see coming? And how long, like the bonus, right? Like the expectations we have for the Lions to make the playoffs and experience that, we were in it all along the way. Yeah. But this out of nowhere,
I've never seen this in Detroit
August.
sports.
It's magical.
Yeah.
it's
everything
magic,
that's
and
happened
magic is
before.
undefeated.
Everything that's happened before, right? Like in our lifetimes, the '84 team was 35-5. Mm-hmm. It was a magical start,
Right.
But they were a good team. They were the best team in baseball. Mm-hmm. The Bad Boys Pistons, they did it from the dirt and continued to grind and scratch and claw and fight. And they were the best team. Mm-hmm. They were the best team. They won back-to-back championships. They were the best team.
Yeah.
D-Max teams, took it on the chin a couple of times, got back up,
Yeah.
got back up, did the deal, dominated. They were one of the greatest rosters hockey's ever seen.
Yeah.
The going to work Pistons. They were in 6 straight Eastern Conference Finals or whatever it was.
Yeah.
Like that.
They were good the year before. They took that step.
Like you could see it. You could see it coming. You knew it was happening. The Red Wings got that championship on the back end there of their setup. So
one I remember.
So yeah, so you knew it. The Lions, they were 1-6 and it turned, and you see it come. Nobody. We've never gotten this in Detroit in my lifetime. Never. I've always looked around and seen the other teams go on this magic carpet ride. The Rangers, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
All these teams that you see it happen
Diamondbacks.
to. Yeah, like, you see it happen to, and I'm like, man, we've never gotten anything like that. And here we are. Absolutely, here we are. And let me spin this way too. If you don't understand it by now, when I tell you A.J. Hinch is probably the greatest coach that this town has ever seen.
That includes Dan Campbell, by the way.
Has ever seen. Just puts guys in position to win.
I played for a pretty good one.
You played for a pretty good one, no doubt.
True.
No doubt. But only puts guys in a position to succeed all the time. All the time. And manages the game around that. From the time he sets the lineup in the afternoon through the end of the game, he's always 2 moves ahead.
Yep.
Everything is set to go. He knows what they're going to do before they do it. And then he reacts and lines up his chess pieces. He's the equivalent of the checkers guy that never moves the back row. Like, that's just what he is. And it's magic. It's magical. And there's voodoo and all that kind of stuff that everybody's saying. But make no mistake. A.J. Hinch is the manager of the year. A.J. Hinch is one of the greatest coaches this town has ever seen. And I want that out there.
That's a better statement.
I want that out there.
One of the greatest. You have to say one of the greatest. And you could say, Neil, greatest with what he's working with the youth and all this other stuff. He's letting them cook, right? So he's got him to the spot, every decision that he's making, even to the fact, right? To the fact of leading off Malloy, right, who is getting hits, but being able to pinch hit Kerry Carpenter and it come back around. So he, like that, those are the above, that's the magic that's happened. Everything falling into place. And
through it all, too. And when you want to get granular and look at the numbers and stuff like that, because I know Sam, that's why I'm glad you're here today and not Sam Flannel. Because of this. When you look at Carpenter's numbers and that pushing 1,000 OPS and stuff like that, A.J. Hinch plays a hand in that. A.J. Hinch helped create that. Yeah. And I don't want that missed on the people. I don't. That A.J. Hinch, man, every magic needs a sorcerer or a wizard. You know what I'm saying?
You nailed something which the greats, right? What I will say, the analogy of what's the comparison that are alike between A.J. Hinch and Scotty Bowman. He knows Scotty Bowman knew every one of his players' buttons. He knew how to treat what they needed to be the best that they could be, right? That's what A.J. Hinch does individually. He treats everybody different, but he puts them in the best possible position. And in that, the club succeeds.
JL Rotax, small sample size to say that, Neil. No,
bro.
No. With this,
he's got a track record too.
Yeah.
Even with this, and you go back to his track record with Houston of how he built the youth.
Exactly.
Right? Like, so that we're seeing like it's sort of 2.0 and he's got. Kenny, would you not say that now with our roster moving forward, you got 13 rookies, he's got more to play with. And the beauty, Neil, now being a playoff team and having is not only experience, but you bring value. If you want to move somebody and get something, now you've created value in on your roster to other teams. So that means that they're valuable guys or whatever in a trade could happen to those arms, that power hitter and stuff like that. This only helps you out.
No, for real.
And also to the point, do you think there's a Major League Baseball player out there that doesn't want to play for A.J. Hinch?
Absolutely.
I would hope not.
So
if you're smart.
The perception is right that everybody would. So what do we talk about? is an attraction. Detroit is now, their baseball team, to me, with where they're at right now, become an attraction to free agents. Kupo. I just got chills, Kenny.
I know, it's crazy.
Imagine if laying that down 2 months ago. Oh, and by the way, in 2 months, you'll be, an attraction to free agents. I just think, because if you're a free agent or a guy in your career that you want to have an impact, where are you looking to go to have an impact?
Detroit.
Whose roster? Whose lineup? There's a lot of spots on this roster to improve. Like, to me, as a veteran guy or somebody, right, like a contract guy, the arms or the bats. So that's also what's opened up.
Woodward Sports Chat thread, Chuck Brewer. We had Scotty Bowman. Hard to put him above him. Chuck, look, here's the deal with that stuff. Scotty Bowman always had a lot of talented teams. He did. But there's an art to that, too. Like, you'll never hear me put down Phil Jackson, Scotty Bowman, saying, they had all the great players.
I'm going to stop you right there. Because the brilliance of Scotty Bowman is being able to take all that talent and make it work. So
what do you know about it,
it's
D-Mac?
the same thing as taking youth and being able because how many times have we seen it and put it together that it doesn't work? So
we saw it here before.
I'm not going to let you downplay the value of being able to do that with the elite of the elite. That's why we say in the O2 Cup, the Hall of Fame team, we expected to do it, and yet doing it is one of those, like, honestly, it's like everybody.
100%. And that's why you'll never hear me talk down on Phil Jackson.
No, of course
never.
Not.
Never. Scotty Bowman, Phil Jackson, Chuck Daly, there's an art form to that too. I'm talking about in-game where maybe a baseball manager, think of all the decisions a baseball manager makes during the course of a game and the weight,
think about
the gravity to them all.
baseball.
100%.
With the way the rules are and all
Yeah.
this stuff and the way you got to use pitchers and lineups or whatever like that. Like AJ Hinch, I will say, is a master at getting his matchup.
Jay says, what about Scotty Bowman, Sparky Anderson? Sorry, man. Like, Sparky had a 35-5 team and had the big red machine, dude. Like, I know I'm late for the break,
Nobody has done more with less.
Nobody in this game has done what he just did in 50 years.
He's playing chess, man. Seriously.
50 years.
And to be honest, he solidified his name as one of the best baseball managers, like, period.
Because people forget that. Like, he didn't just show up here. He's got chips already, man.
He's been doing this.
He's been done doing this, man. All right, let's get into it. D-Mac, tell about Salvation Army.
Absolutely. Have you ever thought about volunteering but don't know where to start? Start with Salvation Army's Red Kettle campaign. Visit registertoring.com to sign up for shifts. You'll have an option to choose a 2-hour session at a physical Red Kettle site or participate in a virtual bell ringing shift to raise funds from the comfort of your own home. Virtual bell ringers can sign up and begin raising funds at any time. Traditional bell ringing begins on Friday, November 7th and runs through Christmas Eve, excluding Thanksgiving and Sunday. To sign up for the volunteer shift, visit registertoring.com.
What about Caesars?
Caesars Sportsbook. I'm just opening up the site right now, as a matter of fact. And guess what you can do? You can scan the QR code on the screen, use promo code Woodward1000, and get it in, everybody. And here's the hook with it. Your first deposit, send that on in there. Your first bet, up to $1,000. If you lose it, will be given back to you as a bonus bet. So we'll kind of think of it like a free roll a little bit, if you would. If your bonus bet on your first deposit, whatever that number is, all the way up to $1,000. If you lose, you get that back as a bonus bet. It's kind of like a free way to try Caesars Sportsbook. The app is clean. It's never lagging. Live game betting. You want to swing trade the Tigers because you know they're always going to win in the end? Go ahead, even though they're 10-1 underdogs every time. Go ahead and do it because you can do that on Caesars Sportsbook. As we said, the app is easy to navigate. Everything's very, very straightforward. It's Caesars Sportsbook, the official sportsbook of Woodward Sports. Walk into any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men today. Open 7 days a week. Sit back, relax, and enjoy precision haircut, scalp massage, hot leather neck shave, and hot towel treatment from one of our talented stylists. Step up your game this season and take advantage of our $20 haircut special. Scan the QR code and get your coupon today. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, the ultimate haircut experience. Open 7 days a week. Walk-ins always welcome. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, it's wicked awesome.
The countdown to kickoff is here. Your Detroit Lions Lions are ready for another season of grit. Woodward Sports is your #1 destination for all breaking news and Lions coverage. We are Detroit's #1 sports network. We are Woodward Sports. Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Woodward Golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today.
Neil Rula here for Dr. Pierce of the Michigan Sports and Spine Center. He is our injury insider. He will be here today, as a matter of fact. And I'm going to ask him, Frank Ragnow's practicing.
That's what he does.
Come on, man.
He's an animal.
With a torn pec. We're going to talk about it. Dr. Pierce coming by in about an hour, a little bit less than that. But again, he is our injury insider. You hear him today with us on Big D Energy, Thursdays with Ermanni and Edwards. And what can he do for you? Well, let me tell you what he can do for you. What he did for me. What he did for Spenny. He got me more flexible, everybody. Now, I had to do the stuff and put in the work to do it, but I didn't know the roadmap. Dr. Pierce did. If you're a weekend warrior, you're struggling with aches and pains and all that kind of stuff, Dr. Pierce can do the same for you. Powered by the Michigan Sports and Spine Center, MRI of Southfield, as well as Dr. Pierce. All right, keeping it pushing. Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network, Neil Rule, Darren McCarty, KG, Spencer Raxter, all of you in the Woodward Sports chat thread. And you know, we're obviously we're talking Kerry Carpenter, and you know it's magic, man. It's absolutely magic. That's not to say Kerry Carpenter's not good. Obviously, he's good.
Yeah.
Man rakes. Bottom line. My thing is the AJ Hinch chess. He won the chess match again. He always wins the chess match. And Tarek Skubal, I do want to shift the focus to Tarek Skubal.
How can you not?
Tarek Skubal. What do we say, dude? Like he's
Pay
his money. He's a Cy Young winner.
Hey, that man his money.
He's a Cy Young winner, D-Mac, that took it to another level.
Yeah.
He took it to another level in the playoffs. What, hasn't been scored on, right?
The best pitcher on God's green earth.
Like that's it. Like D-Mac, he took it to another level.
His changeup has
you know
been
what you
all.
notice too is a lot of times, even there, like he's that alpha in that locker room too. Like you can just tell the way that everybody, but he, like, you know what, he's the guy, and that's leadership. And he knew going out there, you know, I always imagine, you know, what it's like. I try to think back to the night before big events, right? Do you remember what you're thinking or sleeping? And he's going to bed going, like I said it yesterday, keep sending him out there, but he was going at least 7.
Oh, yeah.
Right? And pitched out of some gems, and you saw the emotion coming off the field, you know, with the fans and stuff. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, what else do you want from him? Well, if he keep doing what he's doing, it's just full command, and especially against that lineup too. Yeah. Right, to be able to shut that lineup down. My question is, Neil, are you guys not comfortable? And I know it's a free roll and stuff, but as this game and this team is close late, that you got as good a shot winning. That's all. I hope it's like golf. Right, I hope to keep it close down to the last 3 holes because I know that, you know, I like these holes and I play them really well. Stuff like this. It seems as if later in the game, this team gets more comfortable.
They do. They have a championship mentality.
They absolutely do.
And D-Mac, I've told you this before, right? Like, I like that you brought the golf analogy up because when I play golf with you, when we do these team events and stuff like that, I know that when it comes down to the end, that you're going to make a play, like you're going to go make a play. Guys are built like that. Right. Tarek Skubal is built like that.
100%. And here's the other thing I brought up when we were talking before the show. If somebody did a family tree of this roster, because what you're seeing isn't just built this year and this past, it's been built in the minor leagues with who has played with who, where. They've been on the buses. They've grounded out. You know, they've you know, waited in line at the truck stop. You know, they've been in snow. You know, they beside each other. Like, who's played with each other? Because you can see that. Because what do I always say? When the guy beside you is more important to you than you are to yourself, and that's what you get when guys. Yeah. maybe don't perform, drop the ball. You see the guy going up behind him even harder. The one thing that I see, too, is the biggest difference is they don't throw away at bats. Yeah, the strikeout here and there and stuff like that, but they're better at bats. Even Torque, who's struggling right now, seems to, hopefully he'll adjust. And that's one thing that you got to get. If we haven't heard from Riley Green or Torque in the series or whatever so hopefully coming home, we will. So there's in such a great spot, but it's because they believe in each other, and that has started way in the past.
No, but D-Mac, and it really breaks down, and Sean and I were talking about this, where with the series itself, and by the way, welcome back, Tigers fans. All y'all that tapped out this weekend, I saw you back.
Yeah,
you guys jump back. Hey,
they always come back.
You always come back, and that you know what? That's fine. I'm not here to do that. I just wanted to poke fun at you guys for a minute, but we're all back. We're all back together and everything like that. But here's the deal, guys. I don't know how much playoff baseball people have watched, but the series is on serve. Nothing is new here in this series. Guardians got their win in Game 1. Skubal shut it down, and then the Tigers pulled some magic out of the hat there against one of the best pitchers in baseball. Not the best, not close to the best, but one of the best pitchers in baseball. Right. It all boils down to this, guys. You got 2 cracks at winning a bullpen game or an opener game, whatever terminology you want to use. You got 2 cracks at it.
Yep.
And then the hammer sitting at the end if need be. Like, it was never not going to be this way. And guess what, everybody? I feel it in my bones. We're going to have to go through that sweat again in Game 5. Aren't you getting that feeling?
Oh, yeah. You know it.
Are you getting that feeling, Spenny?
Oh, yeah.
Like, this is
Actually, no, I'm not. Because this is not going to Game 5.
Ooh,
okay.
We're not going back to Cleveland.
I hope you're right.
I can't wait. I'm gonna watch the Detroit Tigers go on to the ALCS.
Hey, but if we don't,
there's no if.
You got the strap on you. You got the burner on you. You ready?
You got the click clack in there.
Yes, sir. You ain't lacking.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Talk to him, Neil.
That's what
You
it
ain't
is.
lacking.
No, but the point I'm driving at is I don't know how much of the rest of the playoffs Tigers fans have been watching, but look around, dude. Why not? Look around.
Why not us?
The Dodgers, Yamamoto's give up 5 runs in 3 innings. Flaherty got knocked. They're giving up 7.5 runs a game against the Padres. Everybody's the same right now.
No, but let me ask you this, right? Does that not, when you look around, right, and the way our pitching is, isn't it because we know who we are, and A.J. Hinch is a full grasp, Chris Federer of our pitching staff compared, we're in better shape than a lot of teams, right? Like in so many teams. Our question is just the starters, but there are vulnerabilities with every team, and it seems to be more so in the pitching category.
Yeah.
Right? Everybody's struggling. Isn't that the biggest hole right
Absolutely.
now?
And we got the best
struggling
pitcher.
with pitching.
We got the best pitcher in the game. And if you can't wait to feel even more confident, just wait until Jackson Jobe hops on that tit to start a game and goes 5 scoreless, strikes out 10.
They won't start him.
Oh, they will.
They ain't gonna
Spenny.
start.
Oh, they will.
Spenny, I know.
Spenny
You're
hype right
on
now.
Oh, they
skis
will.
right
I'm
now.
telling
They
you
not
they
gonna start
will.
They will not start him.
telling you they will.
They might bring him in a second.
He's gonna be the opener.
We don't understand what AJ's doing, do we?
No,
we don't understand what AJ's doing. He's never going to do that.
He's
going
gonna
to
do
bring him in to pitch to the 5, 6, 7 hitters,
He's
and
gonna
maybe
start
the
him.
8-9-1 hitter.
He's gonna
That's
start
what
him.
he's going to do.
He's gonna start.
He's going to start him.
He not gonna start.
might-
Spenny, I'm
Hey.
going to let you go here. Hey, live your best life, man.
Yeah,
Nah,
see, that's what I'm saying. Free roll, Spenny.
Free roll.
He can go, Neil, because he's on a free roll. But it's not going to happen. But he might get an inning or 2 innings.
We're not necessarily relying on talent. Like these other teams, they have a plethora of talent. And not to say we don't have talent as well, but we are playing to our strengths better
Yeah,
than any other team in the playoffs.
He's grinding the game down into a fine powder.
Yes.
is what he's doing.
Yes.
We're not getting by on talent, except when talent in that matchup presents itself.
There you go.
Like Ibanez against a lefty.
Like pitch.
Carpenter
Yeah.
against a righty. What we just talked about, Tyler Holton, you're probably second highest leverage guy on this team. That's why he opens everybody. I know I got to go through this every single time. He opens to pitch to 1, 2, 3 of the Guardians lineup. You know what I want to see him do? I want to see him put Holton back out there again
I think
with
that's gonna happen.
40,000 behind him.
I think it's going to happen.
Of people just going crazy with the Spencer Raxters in the crowd. And then if you want to do the Jackson Jobe thing, after he gets you through, you want to spin Jobe for an inning to pitch to 7, 8, 9. Let's go.
Start the kid. He ate up Jose Altuve. He's not scared of these fucking bums. Start the kid.
Jackson Jobe in the chat. They will start me. I'm starting game 4.
Breaking news.
Right, Jackson
Big
Jobe
energy,
himself.
D-Mac, there you have it. Jackson Jobe is in the chat. He just told you.
Thanks, Jackson. Good luck to you.
All right. Tell them about Lady Jane's. I want to get into this a little bit more. It's magic, everybody. Just like a haircut at Lady Jane's.
Absolutely. Hey, Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. Walk in, sit back, and relax. Maybe it's a hot leather neck massage, scalp massage, or a hot towel treatment. You can get it all at any Lady Jane's. And if you scan the QR code in the corner, there, get the $20 special haircut. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, open 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. It's wicked awesome.
And let me tell you about 1800 Tequila, the official tequila of the Woodward Sports Lions watch party and post-game show. Join 1800 Tequila and Woodward Sports every Lions game live at Hayes Social in Shelby Township and celebrate the wins with smooth 1800 Tequila. Proud sponsor of the Detroit Lions. 1800 Tequila, the best taste in tequila. Please drink responsibly.
Stop searching for a vehicle and start finding one. Les Stanford Chevrolet Cadillac makes it easy. We harness the power of multiple dealerships and own the biggest selection of GM brands in the area to get you the car you need. With the Les Stanford Group, you'll have access to 4 different dealerships, providing you with more makes, more models, and more choices. We're connected to more than 1,000 vehicles. And with so many high-quality CPO vehicles available, you'll find new car quality at pre-owned prices. You can start and end your search at lesstanford.com today.
Can't get enough Lions coverage? Make sure you catch all Woodward sports shows every game day. Wake up with Woodward and Maine, giving you the latest insight into the Lions locker room and press conferences. Then join the Lions pregame show, highlighting key matchups, injuries, and what to watch for during the game. Follow all the ups and downs of the live game action with our Woodward Watch Party live on YouTube and woodwardsports.com. After the game, check out the instant fan and host reactions with the Lions postgame show. Every game, it's wall-to-wall, kneecap-biting, high-fiving, chest-pumping Lions coverage.
Hell yeah!
Only at Detroit's #1 sports network, Woodward Sports.
Woodward Sports, let's go!
Neil Rule here for Feldman Automotive. We all know about Feldman Chevrolet in Novi, Michigan's #1 Chevrolet dealer, one of the biggest EV dealers in the United States of America. But did you know there's 18 Feldman Automotive locations around the Metro Detroit area? Doesn't have to be a Chevy. You want a Kia, you want a Ford, whatever kind of car you want, just want a car and then go to feldmanauto.com. You can start the buying process online. They handle my car sale in about an hour and a half. That's the way that it worked, everybody. They're on point, they're great people, and they're rooted in the community. We know about the work they do for the Children's Miracle Network hospitals as well. They don't just talk about it, they be about it. And they've been here since 1996. They ain't going anywhere. That's the bottom line with Feldman Automotive. I got my Equinox EV from Feldman Chevrolet in Novi. I love it. I love it. And the car buying experience was as easy as it can be. I'm telling you guys, some of you out there in the chat, Rack, I know you bought a car from Feldman, or a truck from Feldman Automotive. I know you guys have been doing it. And again, feldmanauto.com. All right, keeping it pushing, everybody. Neil Rule and Darren McCarty and Spencer Raxter and KG and all of you. Sorry I haven't done a good job reading the messages. I'm going to get back on point. Woodward Sports chat thread, Ton saying, with the talent on this team, this is the best job a manager has done in my lifetime. I'm just going to say this really quick because I feel like I have to bring it up all the time. If A.J. Hinch was a manager in the 2000 teens, I believe we would have racked 3 World Series. I honest to God, I have no data to back that up. It's just, can you imagine giving him that level of talent with the way he manages a game? D-Mac, could you even imagine? Could you even imagine?
No, but here's the thing to be excited about, right?
He's here now.
That we're building towards that.
Yeah.
Right? Because it's the future of what you've just built and the value of your team, not only with the experience and the fact that it's a good team, but look at the pieces that you're going to improve upon, but also the value you've done for this younger guys. And look at I'll go right to you, Neil. Cole Keith's your highest paid player.
Yeah.
That means everybody their contracts are team friendly, right?
Right.
no matter what you want to do, whether it's to your team or somebody else's. So the future's so bright.
Scuba on 2 years team control. You
Yep.
might get this done without even paying him.
I'm just saying.
Think about it.
Woodward Sports chat thread. Sauce Tin. Sweeney's been some of the part of the biggest moments on this turnaround as well. He has been low key. He hasn't gotten the credit that he deserves, which goes to show you
Plays a damn good shortstop.
if you bring in a league average dude at the position instead of a vacuum that sucks the life out of you offensively and defensively,
Yeah.
look what happens.
Yeah.
Look what happens.
I used to have a vacuum. She got away from me, though.
Damn. Love a good vacuum.
K.19. This is important, by the way. This is important. I'm glad you put this message in. I left the chat thread all the way up at this message on purpose for this one. Just to get ahead of this. Don't give Sal Saliva credit for hiring Hinch. It was truly a no-brainer, and he only got him because the White Sox effed it up.
Yeah.
And they did.
They did.
They did. Look at the White Sox
The
now.
worst team in the MLB didn't want A.J. Hinch as their manager. They were too good.
Because they wanted Tony La Russa.
Yeah, man.
Tony, that's crazy.
You just hate to see it
Yep.
happen.
That should be,
Hindsight.
if they're making, when they make a 30 for 30 on the Tigers' miraculous World Series run and a 30 for 30 on the worst team in the history of baseball, they both got to start with that.
Yeah.
100%.
With the Tigers hiring A.J. Hinch and the White Sox hiring Tony fucking La Russa.
It's crazy.
Paraplegic Tony La Russa. Like, that guy was... He was falling asleep in the dugout.
Yeah, he was.
I know. But and the White Sox deserve that because they're a trash
Absolutely.
organization.
Yep.
With trash fans and a trash team. And not just a trash team, the worst team to ever play the game of baseball. Because that's what they are.
Factual.
That's what they are.
But this is why I said A.J. Hinch restored his name, because if the White Sox didn't want you, coming off the cheating scandal, he had to prove some stuff, man. And now that he's done this with seemingly two different organizations now, and he's put that cheating thing behind him, he's doing it with rookies of all type of talent. Like, A.J. Hinch has solidified himself as one of the best managers in baseball, period. Like, maybe
doubt.
of all time.
No doubt, man. And look, everyone's going to say, "Oh, you're getting ahead of yourself." No, man, not to me. You guys,
Nobody
know,
has done this.
I've been on him since the second I walked in the door at this place.
Yeah.
You confirm that, D-Mac?
That's facts.
No, absolutely.
Nobody in baseball has done this. Well, not in Detroit anyway. So
Pete Smith, Tony La Russa just made another pitching change at Del Boca Vista. Is he in a retirement community? He should be.
He should be, for sure.
in a
he definitely
senior
needs
center.
24-hour attention.
Yes. No, he absolutely does. 14 grit. I hear Javi is the best tagger. Now, see how things have changed, D-Mac? But I see that, and I smile and I laugh.
no, he's not losing his stuff anymore.
I'm not.
Which day to day, don't worry, it's more apparent, right?
Yeah.
Of he will get bought out. Right? The fact
It'll
it's
be
more
a
apparent.
cardinal
When did it
sin if he
start?
don't get bought out after this year. A cardinal sin, but we got time.
Can I talk about this real quick?
Oh, of course.
And this isn't me bringing it up, but I'm going to take the baton and run with it. 14 grit. If we had Scooble, we would have won at least one World Series. Verlander choked in the World Series.
Here you go.
I mean, 14 grit. He is the worst pitcher in World Series history.
To be fair, we haven't seen Scuba in a World Series yet, but I hear you.
What he got there?
That train ain't stopping.
I hear you.
That train ain't stopping. D-Mac, have you ever been real cream of wheat? EVs are great if you want your house to explode. House is fine.
It don't take much.
House is fine, everybody. Shad, do I are people so
Unwarranted.
scared of EVs? I don't know. Oh, by the way, Shad, there's free chargers everywhere around the city. Everywhere. Haven't paid for a tank of gas or whatever terminology makes you comfortable to say it. So there you go.
Y2K. Just wait until that thing comes to life. Drives through your living room.
This fucking transformer.
Well, maybe it can do the dishes or something, man.
good.
Maybe I would take that then. Steve O'Baby, Neil, yesterday was the best ever Tigers baseball and Monday Night Raw. What could be better? Let's go. D-Mac, did you chase it with some Raw last night?
I did, man, but I was tuckered, so I fell asleep.
You were
I didn't see it either.
How much did it take
I
out
was
of you?
tapped out. man.
I watched it early. It was good. CM Punk, that was sad. He's going to take a little vacay right now. Doesn't know if he'll be back, but
Yeah.
he thanked everybody.
He's coming back.
Took a lot out
to
of
face
him,
Seth
so.
Rollins. We all know this. We know the trajectory.
Real cream of wheat, free. Yeah, didn't pay anything for it. So anyway, but no, How much did it take out of you emotionally yesterday? Like, you notice how this like keeps going higher and higher?
Yes. My heart can't take no more, man, of these dramatic-ass victories. It seems like every watch party we do get that moment of just, like, relief, celebration of the team just coming through when you need them to come through. But, yeah, it's getting tough on me, man. Like, I need some heart pills or something. It's getting hard. Pause. You should ask Maz that question. Maz is... We getting closer and closer to him being in a wheelchair if the Tigers keep doing this.
Burn says, please save the Jared Goff chants for the road games. For Lions road games. I want Tigers fans to be chanting the Goldberg chant for Scooble. I heard you guys talking about that this morning.
Man. It's dead on that Jared Goff stuff, man. No offense to him. But.
No.
Somebody was called a madman when I said it was stupid when it first started. I wanted him chanting Lucas Raymond, but I was crazy. I'm a crazy one.
You were booed out of the chat.
I wanted him chanting Dylan Larkin at Red Wings games, but I'm a crazy one. Okay.
Jessica Dean, if we're willing to give this much grace to AJ, isn't it about time we start giving some grace to the Houston Astros also? Jessica, look, I equate this the same way I always equate it. I equate this to the Michigan thing, to the Astros thing, or whatever. I watch them win it. They are the champions.
Yep.
No matter what happened, I watched them win it. And the Astros continued to be a good organization after it.
Yep.
Now, Michigan, on the other hand, taking on some Auburn tones.
Relax. This ain't about them today.
I know. It never is,
yeah,
right?
No.
It never is.
Yeah, just name today. We'll talk about it. Today ain't it, though.
Hey, just a fan, I am on point, right? If you ever watch a game with Maz is a nervous Nelly and a negative Nancy.
He is.
He absolutely
Hit 'em.
fits both those.
Talk
about hitting it. Spenny, he wants to hit everybody.
Yeah.
And then we do hit the guy that he's telling us to hit. What good does that do?
Yeah. Love Maz, though. He's the star of the watch parties.
No, absolutely.
I love Maz. It's so funny.
Do it for CC Rose.
Hit him. just let go of the bat when you swing it.
He transformed.
Oh, it's so fucking awesome.
Like D-Mac, he's the nicest guy ever. For real, Maz is a great guy.
Oh,
he went to
Maz
bat
is
for
the
me in
He's
my
the
career.
worst cynical sports fan.
But the jersey comes out of him
I
sometimes.
swear.
it's so
New
good.
York.
It's so fucking funny.
Wait,
I love
Spenny. Hey, Spenny, paraphrase. Spenny asked him a question yesterday. He goes, Maz, what's your favorite stadium in baseball?
Yeah.
And he says, Tiger Stadium.
Yeah, Easy
And
asked
Spenny
him
goes, "No,
what's
for
his
real."
favorite stadium.
For real. And he goes, no, Tiger Stadium. You don't understand the history and the story. I go, didn't you grow up next to Shea or Met State? Yeah, but Tiger, right? Like, the question is, that I told Spenny, you have to ask Maz, what is the best current stadium or his favorite? He said PNC in Pittsburgh.
Yeah, I asked him, I was like, Mez, because Easy asked him what his favorite stadium he's been to. I was like, Mez, you're going to look me in the eyes and you're going to tell me Tiger Stadium's better than Wrigley Field. And he was like, I like it more.
Yeah, that's fucking funny. Shout out, man.
I was like, I can understand him not saying Fenway. He's a Yankees guy, but, like, come on. Wrigley is iconic.
No, it is. Like, Fenway's better than Tiger Stadium was. Wrigley's better than Tiger Stadium was.
I said I really want to go to San Francisco's ballpark.
Yeah.
That would be sweet.
Speaking of that, I got some breaking news, by the way.
Yeah, shout out.
Yeah, I will. I'll be on the radio call tonight for the Pistons Suns game
nice.
at the Breslin Center. And then I will be going with the team on the West Coast. I'll have the game
Let's
in
go!
Phoenix. Yeah, the game in Phoenix Friday
My
night.
boy Neil, man.
And then I'll have the Pistons Golden State Warriors on Sunday night. And then I'll
go.
cross country it back, and I'll be on Big D Energy in the morning, even though we get back at 6 a.m. No,
That's what it's all about.
No texts that say holiday from me.
No holiday
Is that on
text.
Monday?
Yes.
Yep.
I think it's Feldman, too.
Is it? All right. Well, then there you go.
Neil, you're amazing.
If you
Just want you to
see
know that.
our Lord and Savior Tom Izzo, tell him I said I love him.
I will. I'll let him know. I'll say Spenmo says he loves you.
Right.
And then
Y'all
he'll,
Lord
he'll
and
say,
Savior,
well, tell
not I.
Spenny I love him too.
Yeah, that's my guy. Dude. I literally love Tom Izzo. He's like my grandpa. Like
Tell Spenny I love him too.
him and Ray Rizzi would have got along great.
No, absolutely. Andrew Schmidt, PNC is a beautiful, beautiful park. I have heard that as well. I gotta get out there. Just a fan, radio stations to hear it. That will be on Sirius XM radio, as it always is. It will also be on WWJ Sunday night, I think, and 97.1 on Friday night. So there is that, the Pistons flagship station.
Neil, you the man.
22 stations throughout Michigan, by the way, and nationwide on the Sirius XM radio.
Big respect.
So, I'm excited, man. Obviously, I'm excited. But yeah, so all right, let's do this then. We're late for the break. Let's take the break. Let's talk about the game tomorrow a little bit because we need to.
Yeah.
And yes, the Lions are playing the Cowboys. And yes, Dr. Pierce will join us to start talking about that because Frank Ragnow is practicing.
Already.
He practiced on Monday.
I told y'all.
He just punched in and went to. He's like, no, I'm good. I got my 7 days, dude. I'm good.
Yeah.
With a torn pec.
I told y'all.
Even you're laughing at D-Mac.
Hey,
D-Mac,
some
you're a
guys are just
psycho.
built different, bro.
All right, D-Mac, you're a psychopath. You're a hockey player.
Right.
You guys are psychopaths. I saw a guy
Frank Ragnow could have played hockey.
I saw a guy get 45 stitches and miss 2 shifts.
Yeah.
I saw it happen. You guys are psychos. Like, we'll get in there. We'll get into it. All right, where were we at? Sabbath Coffee Roaster.
I'll tell them about Sabbath Coffee
I'll
Roasters.
need some on Monday.
If you want the best coffee in the game, you can wake up and you can start your game day right with Sabbath Coffee Roasters. Subscribe, and you can get fresh, delicious, locally roasted coffee delivered right to your door. What better option is that? Oh, wait. You can get 25% off your first order by using code word Woodward at SabbathCoffeeRoasters.com. Wake up, support local, and start game day right with Sabbath Coffee Roasters. It's the best in the game. I'm telling you, that cold nitro brew, that does you in.
Well, prepare yourself.
Prove that you can get just as strong at Planet Fitness. We're seeing if people can tell the difference between our 75-pound dumbbell and a 75-pound dumbbell from an overpriced competitor gym. Okay, the old flick test, that never fails.
There's literally no difference.
Plus, you can save $28 or more when you join today. Wow.
Why would I pay more to lift the same weights?
It's the Planet Fitness Strong Choice Sale. Save $28 or more. Join for $1 down, $15 a month, cancel anytime. Deal ends October 10th. Planet Fitness. Light price, strong choice.
It's bear hunting season, and Dan Campbell is hungry for some kneecaps.
If you can just get a hold of them and you start dragging their ass out to the deep, dark abyss, you can drown them.
The Kings of the North are back for another year of the brand new Lions. Make sure you're locked in to Detroit's #1 sports network for all the news and info on your Detroit Lions.
Woodward Sports, let's go.
Neil Rule for Woodward merch. That's right. Shop.woodwardsports.com. Merch! Get the Stoke Not Scared t-shirt. It should be a staple in your closet. We still have the Boot 'em Kid shirt out there as well. Baseball, football, basketball, hockey. How about the Jack Campbell Meat Missile shirt?
How about it?
That's a Spencer Raxter creation, everybody.
is.
Get it at
It's
get
the
it
original.
in. Shop.woodwardsports.com. All right, keeping it pushing, everybody. Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network, Neil Rule. Darren McCarty is here in the building. Yes, that guy that won all those Stanley Cups and such.
Four.
Only 4.
Lost two. So
I'll never forgive you.
better.
I'll never forgive you. We got KG in the house. We got Spencer Raxter, Tom Izzo's grandson, here in the building as well. I love my grandson, Spenny.
That's my guy. I'm telling you, him and Ray Rizzi, a couple paisans, they would have got around. They would have got along great.
Yeah.
They would have been like outside fixing doors and stuff. My grandpa, anytime he would come over the house, he would always be just like fixing stuff. Like he'd be like tightening hinges on doors, and like making sure stuff's working. Like, Grandpa, sit down.
Those guys, but that's their life. Like,
he would literally, when he was very, very old, and he would wake up at like 4 a.m, because that's just when he wakes up. He'd go outside. He would knock the leaves off of the tree with his rake to rake them up. I'm like,
he was asking for it.
Yeah, but Grandpa, you just go inside,
Right.
have a cup of tea, like watch the news.
You know what though? I literally just thought about this, D-Mac. You're raking them on your terms.
Yes.
You're not letting the leaves dictate to you.
Yep.
You're dictating to the leaves.
That's genius.
that's old school
That's
veteran.
big brain right
That's
there.
genius.
R.I.P. to Ray Rizzi. He was a true
Shout out, man.
innovator.
Big
Probably
shout out.
keep it contained too.
Yeah.
He just impacted my life. Because don't think when I have time this fall, don't think I'm not going to do that.
Just knocking it.
100% I'm
He
doing
was like,
that.
he was like
Put a
85,
tarp
he was
down
like
and just-
85 years old out there knocking the leaves off the
Right?
trees.
I'm putting the
Crazy.
tarp down
Yeah.
and knocking them off.
Yeah.
And I would think, right? You don't knock the ones that'll come down, sort of like the loose hair or whatever like
Yeah.
that. When you comb, you're just combing the tree.
Combing the tree.
What are you doing this weekend?
Yeah.
Combing the tree.
Combing the tree. Little trim.
Dude, I'll tell you, like, 'cause that sucks. When I used to have the place, I had like the 2 lots in Madison Heights during the COVID and whatever like this. We had tons of trees. I spent days picking up leaves. that could be on the chores. What chores suck the most?
Yeah. Oh, raking leaves. I'd
up
much
there.
rather shovel snow than rake leaves.
The leaves I don't mind as much.
That's a good top 5 chores we don't want to do.
Oh,
What?
Top 5 chores you don't want to do.
I think
Yeah.
that's
That's a
I
good
just
one.
gave
in.
you. I
Tomorrow?
just threw that.
Yeah.
I think
I
that's
just
in.
threw that out there for
There
you.
you
Yeah,
go.
that's a good one. I like
I
that.
think that's in.
How we
Top
do
5
it here.
chores that suck.
Yeah.
It's good.
There it is. All right, we're in top 5 chores that suck tomorrow. Key Ozzie would have been 5 for D-Mac if it wasn't for Cindy Crosby and Fleury making that save in 2009 on Lidstrom.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. We had a way closer shot in 09 than we did in 95. Losing in 7 as opposed to getting swept.
Real quick, D-Mac, and I know I want to do the Tigers thing, but I have to ask you this because it popped in my head and we're talking about it right now. Players in the game. Sidney Crosby winning that Stanley Cup, then winning the gold medal. Has there ever been like a greater 6-month run than Sidney Crosby had right there?
Well, didn't like back in 02, didn't like Stevie and Shanny, and I know like wasn't it the gold and silver, but we won the cup that year, and they also won golds that year and stuff like that. That's a great daily double,
Yeah.
I guess for in the world.
I guess what I'm trying to ask you indirectly, and I'm just going to come out and ask you because we've been friends for a decade. Players respect Sidney Crosby, right?
Oh yeah, now like the whole thing was the knock against him, and they used to call him Crosby because
Right.
he whined. But no, he is. I always say
He's a genuine
He's
article,
the
right?
genuine face of the. What you see is what you get. That heart, and he's like the maturity, and it happened, and you saw that when they were winning back to back cups, even in the middle teens of the 2000s. But it's his maturity and the way he holds himself, and being a guy that played in the NHL, and him being one of the faces, right, for that
For a
era,
decade, yeah.
for that era of Crosby, Ovechkin, or whatever, couldn't be happier. So I always got in the last 5, 6, 7 years, I get pissed off watching to see how much abuse he'd take. Like somebody's got to be there to protect this guy. Like I always thought that he took too much abuse, but he's the real deal. He's that competitive but leader along that Eiserman wave. You know what I'm saying? That goes out there and just does it, and you're gonna see him. That's who the Wings open against on Thursday night. So he can still do it, bud.
Absolutely electric. Thursday
He can
night.
still do it. I mean, and he's an example of what to be a true professional athlete. Never hear anything about him. You know what I mean? Stuff like that. Like just a true professional.
Let's go Red Wings party. I've grown to appreciate Crosby's greatness as we've been in the cellar and he's matured. There are some angles. I've told you guys my Larry Bird story before where I'm kind of upset. When I was a little kid, if Larry Bird popped up on CBS or TNT or whatever, I instantly turned the channel because I hated him that much. But he was the real man.
Yeah.
Like he was the real dude out there. He was cold.
That's how I am. That's exactly how I am with Sidney Crosby. I hated Sidney Crosby, obviously, for what he did and just how good he was. But you have to say he is the best player of my generation, and it's really not that close.
Yeah.
Like he's
still doing it.
He's still doing it. It's crazy. He's still a top 10 player
Yeah.
in the NHL. Like
No one talks about that, but he's got LeBron vibes to him.
he really does. He really does.
He's still doing it. He's
Sid,
still a force.
He's so big, and his backhand's just as good as his forehand. Like the dude is he's insane. But I hated him. Hated him growing up. But now I can appreciate him because I'm a cultured grown up now.
Right.
Mature.
Yeah, mature.
Mike O, please change a top 5 to a top 2.5. I promise it will be twice as fast. LOL. I mean, if you're into math.
That is how the math works.
If you're into math, I
Math
guess.
checks out on that one for sure.
Yeah.
No, absolutely. All right.
Even new math?
New math.
Even new math
Even
it
new
checks
math.
out?
Yeah, new math checks
Steiner
out.
math.
All right, tomorrow, 3:08, Guardians, Tigers, Comerica Park. Place is going to be insane. It's been a decade in the making.
I don't think people realize.
This city starved
can't
for
wait.
it.
It's gonna be
I
electric.
can't wait. I'm gonna hit second best Thursday before the game, then go down, drink some taller long drinks, eat one of those chicken sandwiches, and go down to Comerica Park.
Right.
Start raging. Dude, I can't wait.
Spenny, if you get a chance, just kind of, not walk around the whole ballpark, but it's just a different vibe. Like, the media coverage is that much different. The police presence, you're going to get the jet flyover. It's crazy.
Yeah. I want to talk about the game, but I want to talk about this for the rest of this segment right now.
Different.
Do we even know?
I don't think y'all do.
Do we know? Do you know?
It's going to be a madhouse.
This generation of fans don't know. They don't.
We're talking a decade. My kids have never known the Tigers to be good. This place.
But Detroit knows how. But so that's what the dress rehearsal for the Tigers was. The Lions. So everybody knows how to act downtown, how to be down for the draft, how to be down with a lot of people, especially Thursday's game with opening night at LCA. I know there's a concert at the Fox. It's got to be 100,000 people down there, but we know how to act, and people got back in. Look at the last series.
True.
Everybody flooded into a packed house, so we were just waiting for it. That's where the experience of the culture to teach these, everybody. So now instead of making it like it's going to a Tigers game turned into like a field trip, like going to the zoo.
Yeah.
Right. Like, let's go see the merry-go-round. Make sure let's get some roasted almonds, and let's go check this out. Now it's about the game.
Yeah.
Right now it's about the game. It's not so everybody, and that'll be proud. It'll be rocking. I like what you said, Neil. We want to talk about it. Is who's gonna take the hill? What's the strategy to do it? But that place is gonna be electric, because that's the one thing we know as Detroit sports fans. We know how to get behind our teams when they got something.
That's fact.
We've been waiting.
But
Fickle but knowledgeable, and will show up when they, and especially this has the way that this team's built and how hard they work and whatever is all about the city too.
Yeah,
so
people don't realize how much of a magical place Comerica really is when it's sold out.
Comerica is a great park.
I'm trying to tell you,
it is a great park.
I was used to seeing it 40,000 every single night, regular season and playoffs, man. Like,
you brought up a great point too.
Yeah,
everybody behind. We've seen how the Lions fans can cause havoc for an opposing team.
Yeah.
Like this
Comerica
crowds
gets
energize you. I used to say that. What it's like playing in front of 20,000 at Joe Louis Arena back in the day every night, but in the playoffs, there's an electricity. And if you are into like frequencies and stuff like that, it definitely gears you up. And bring it. Everybody who's excited knows how to do it. It's cool that it's back to back, but the city's going to be rocking.
Listen to this. Dante 151. This will be mine and my dad's first ever Detroit sports playoff game ever.
Wow.
They're going together.
And that's, dude, so that's the whole thing also, too, is starting. And because this starts, if you didn't go to the Lions playoff game, and a lot of it started last year, but it's the playoff season. They're coming back to Detroit, and everybody gets to experience some things that we forget we never have. Right, Neil? Back when we were winning and coming to the 90s, that was never a question, because everybody, got to a Red Wing playoff game that was making it in the 90s and 2000s and stuff like that. Even you growing up, you haven't had that. So that's the reality, and that's also too.
Yeah, I've been to a ton of playoff Red Wings games. I've been to a ton of playoff Pistons games. I went to a March Madness game. I went to a Big Ten tournament game. But I've never been to a Lions playoff game, and I've never been to a Tigers playoff game. So I'm really geeked for this. And before we go to break, I did just have to comment on something real quick. D-Mac, you busted the toque out already?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, dude. It's cold. It's below 50.
Dude, bro, last night.
I broke it out on the golf course this week.
Last night I was at my son's soccer game at Grosse Pointe South, and it was legit cold. Like, thank God the wind wasn't blowing. Like, the flags were just
the last
there.
couple days on the golf course, 30-mile-an-hour gusting winds. Yeah, no bueno. These ones you can get down at the shop. Yeah, that's a good one.
I'm going to have to get one of those. Yeah. That's sweet.
It's got the...
Oh, that's sweet.
That's dope,
Yeah. So it's got the
I definitely
original 6. There's a whole bunch of good. There's a couple good new Detroit ones and stuff. But, yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to need one of those.
Cool.
Well, also, last night, slept with the windows open and the fan on.
Good Lord.
Oh,
you animal.
God, it was amazing. I slept like a baby.
Animal.
Because then you wrap up in 3 blankets.
Yeah.
no skin showing except for your face, and just
Snot running down your nose.
Oh yeah, got to put the Vaseline on the lips first before you go to sleep, or they'll chap
Well, I know
up.
you got plenty around, right?
Oh yeah,
Spenny?
oh yeah. That's what I use. I don't use chapstick. I use the Vaseline, petroleum jelly. I've been my whole life.
Baby, who needs baby oil?
Yeah.
No diddy.
No diddy.
All right, let's take the break. I want to talk about the game tomorrow. I do. I want to get into it.
Let's do it.
Job on the mound.
Planet Fitness, everybody. We're live from the Planet Fitness studios. Not going to lie, I didn't get there this morning. My morning changed a little bit with a couple of phone calls I got. So had to get some stuff ready. But guess what? That means I go on Saturday. So that's the way that it works, and Planet Fitness is good like that. The black card's still just $24.99 a month. You get free reign to Planet Fitness. Use of the hydro massage, tanning beds, all of it is there for you, and it's just $24.99 a month. The bottom line is this. You know somebody. If you're not, you know somebody that's paying $70, $80, $90, $100 a month for a gym membership. That's insane. Planet Fitness, the best value in the game, the best gym facilities in the game as well. They're consistent. They all flow the same. So you know what you're doing no matter what Planet Fitness you walk into. $24.99 a month. Pull in the parking lot. You can join there. There's over 50 of them in Metro Detroit. Or just jump on the web right now. Get that fitness routine going, everybody. It fits around your life. I'm telling you. Give it a try. PlanetFitness.com. It's Planet Fitness, Darren McCarty.
Planet Fitness, where your fitness is essential.
And how about where I'm going to be at before the game, Neil?
Second best. You know Spenny's going to be there. The Tullamore Dew, because when it's game time, it's telly time. Could be running low with Spencer
Could be running
Raxter
low.
around. That's what I'm saying. 42 Watson Street. And you guys will have the opportunity to go to second best all season long. Woodward Sports pregame shows. We're live there during the home games. And it's the new spot in town. I'm telling you guys, 2 blocks from LCA. It fits on a Lions game day, Red Wings, Pistons, whatever. Second best in Detroit. Come get some.
Feldman Chevrolet, Michigan's #1 Chevy dealer, is kicking off the game with the best prices on all cars, trucks, and SUVs, like this 2024 Silverado for just $296 a month, or this 2025 Equinox for as low as $371 a month. Our locations in Novi, Highland, New Hudson, Livonia, and Lansing means we have the perfect Chevy right in your backyard. Get the home team advantage every day at Feldman Chevrolet, Michigan's #1 Chevy dealer.
A ton of fun, a ton of sports, and a ton of man meat. Welcome to the Woodward Heavyweights, live daily 5 to 7 p.m. on Woodward Sports. Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Woodward golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today.
How would you like $10 of free products from Dispo Dispensary? Screenshot this image that way. With QR code and bring it to any Dispo location, you'll get a free $10 to spend in-store with a minimum purchase of $25. Visit Dispo Dispensary today or disposhops.com. Dispo Dispensary, your local cannabis plug.
All right, keeping it pushing. Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network, Neil Rule, Darren McCarty, KG, Spencer Raxter, all of you in the Woodward Sports chat thread. Click the like button since you're in there. Viewership's popping off. These teams are good. Kiazi, try watching other fan channels so far as Lions reaction. The ish is so funny sometimes. They try to hate, but they can't. They try, but it turns into complimenting our team, our jerseys, etc. I understand I ruffled some feathers, the social team told me, with the Vikings take yesterday. I guess that's circulating around Minneapolis.
You enemy #1 for the Vikings fans, man.
Let me know.
Yeah.
Let me know.
They do hate you.
They do.
Yeah.
And it feels good.
It's been all year.
And it's always felt good.
Yep.
It stays. I love that my words control their emotions like that. You guys know I love that.
No, for real.
No, for real.
You
I
get a
love
thing off of that, for sure.
I do. 100%. No diddy. All right, tomorrow. Tigers, Guardians, as we said, 3:08. TBS, True TV, can stream it on Max as well. That's my delivery mechanism of choice.
Oh, real quick, is Lauren Jabara from your broadcasting tree?
Uh-huh.
We said that yesterday on the watch party. Just wanted to confirm.
Heather Park into Lauren Jabara, into Brooke Fletcher, into Daniela Bruce.
That's a bang.
Hell of a broadcast.
Speaking of Lauren Jabara, we have her talking to Kerry Carpenter right after the game.
Yeah. Well, spin that.
Everybody out there is just fearless, and we have a bunch of guys who can execute when they need it the most, and that's exactly what Sweeney and Cole and Parker and everybody did. Come on, man. That's exactly what they did. They just executed when he made a perfect pitch every time.
Youth, man.
Those guys love each other, dude.
Youth.
Yeah.
That locker room.
Can't be. It's special, and that can will you to some win. They believe in each other.
One like that, what have you?
They have.
I'm just saying it wasn't. That's all.
It's a fact.
Greg B29. My prayers for my friends down in Florida. Let's not forget that. Yeah, they got another banger coming their way.
For sure.
In the
Thoughts and
Tampa
prayers,
area
yeah.
as well.
My
Be
cousin,
safe,
my uncle lives in the Keys, so I hope.
All the prayers to all my friends and family down there. Clearwater Beach already got crushed. I know Daly lost his house on the beach, and I mean it's devastating down there.
Yeah.
Worst ever. So that's right.
Back to back.
We were lucky.
Yeah,
Everybody be as
no
safe
doubt.
as you can.
Freddie Felt 313. Michigan fans know that, Neil. But yeah. So anyway, though, this is my point about the playoffs, everybody, that we don't realize. You know who's starting for the Guardians tomorrow?
Nope.
Alex Cobb.
Wow.
Gotta shell that guy.
The guy that you pick up in your fantasy league, like when a guy gets hurt, and then you quickly get rid of him.
It's just funny. It's getting worse and worse and worse. Tanner Higbee.
See my point, though? Like, that's my
going down the
point. That's who the Guardians are rolling out here. The game is, as we sit on Caesar Sportsbook, the official sportsbook of Woodward Sports, -110 both ways. It's straight up. That's what it is.
Almost, yeah.
Undecided, obviously, for the Tigers. We know that, and I'm fine with that.
Is the new Tigers pitching strategy other than
the shadow?
Google, like injuries in playoffs, upper body, lower body? You don't know, right? You're playing against somebody and they don't have to disclose exactly what the injury is, like in hockey in the playoffs and stuff like this. You don't know who you're going against. There's a strategy of changing the game of what AJ Hinch has been doing, but it's got to be throwing other teams off. And what I like, right, this version of the Tigers, and I said it about playing Houston too, this version of the Tigers, the Guardians haven't seen, right? Because we played them earlier in the year.
You know what would be a good Woodward shirt, actually? Because, like, on the ESPN website, you click on the MLB scoreboard, and they have just the blacked out shadow of a
silhouette,
man's head, and it says undecided. That would be a great Woodward shirt.
It's like, who's that Pokemon? Like, guess the Pokemon, guess the pitcher, man. Like,
no,
a silhouette.
But I know I'm not even going to ask Spenny because we know Spenny's take.
Joe,
he's not going to start, man.
Thank you.
I would love
D-Mac, I want to see Tyler Holton get right back on the horse, man.
You nailed it in the opener when you said Tyler Holton, because it can't be worse than what he experienced. So you got that out of the way, but then he's got 40,000 behind him, right?
Give the kid 40,000.
And I wouldn't be surprised where you'd see like a Holton, Joe, like where you said you're going to see 5-6 guys.
Yeah, it's not going to be tonight. Joe won't be tonight if they do it. It would be Friday, or it would be Thursday, which would be. I'll be there too. The guy who started Jackson Job Chance in Detroit. Just saying.
Birthed them, fathered them.
Was the first one to do it. And then he came out that game. AJ Hinch listens to Spenny.
Yeah, I want to see Holton get back on the horse.
Yeah.
Take you through, ideally the first 2 innings, the top of that lineup, because that's what AJ Hinch does, man. Leverage situations. Then if you want to spin Job in the third, you can. I got no problem with it. Let him pitch that back third of the inning, and then you play the matchup game the rest of the way. And in that way, too, even if you wanted to, you let Holton do it. Then maybe you bring in a Reese Olson after that, let him spin through the lineup once. Maybe you get 3 innings out of him.
I think it'll be Sean Gunther.
Crap.
Any way you want to do it. You know what I'm saying?
A plethora of options.
But this is what to expect. What do you got, Spencer?
Just a quick update on the Robert Saleh stuff. This is from Jordan Schultz on Twitter. He says, my understanding is that Robert Saleh was fired this morning and then escorted out of the building by team security. There is no meeting with players to inform them or anything like that. He was in the building for work and then was out of the building and out of a job. Damn. That's cold.
I wonder if that's the owner.
Yeah.
It's got to be, yeah.
It's all your fault, A-Rod.
Alrighty then.
Damn.
Things not happening here in Detroit. I love it.
Dearborn's finest.
But again, Neil, you said it when you dance with the devil.
Yeah.
That's crazy, man.
He got a raw deal, bro.
So is Aaron Rodgers, as Pete Smith says, the de facto coach now?
Pretty much.
They better not give it to. If they give it to Nathaniel Hackett, that would be like.
They are.
Oh, I want that.
It would be like worse than like the tell him stuff. Like I'd be Aaron Rodgers literally controlling the Jets organization.
Yeah.
Pete Smith says Rodgers is the de facto coach, so now he can take the blame when he throws an interception. Well, let's not get crazy.
Yeah,
He's never going to do that.
He gonna blame somebody else.
He's always going to point at an official.
He gonna blame the defensive coordinator this time.
Blame the receiver. Somebody like that. Burn, Spenny, you need to start a TBD chant.
TBD, that'd be cool. That'd be cool.
Right.
No, but that's how I see this going. I wonder if this is the time they do the Reese Olson play, where you bring him in on the back end. Like I said, give me Tyler Holton 1 through 6.
Yeah.
You bring Olson in to pitch to the back of the lineup. You have him go through the lineup a full time, and then by then it's the 5th inning, hopefully, and then you start playing out your parts like that. Because that's the way this works.
Yeah.
Think about this now when you watch the game, when you're wondering how it's going to do. It's all leverage. You want your best pitcher pitching to their best hitters as many times as possible. Or when you don't have maybe your best pitcher on the mound and they do got to go through the guts of that lineup, they only have to do it once. You got to find a way to get out of it once.
Yeah.
It's so micromanaged by A.J. Hinch. And this backs up, D-Mac, to what I talked about before in the open when I was giving A.J. Hinch his flowers. I don't think that people understand all that he is doing, man. That it is that refined. The thought process is that. To where if I am going to bring Jackson Jobe in on a Thursday, I'm going to do it when it's 6, 7, 8, 9. The math works out, right? Like the math suggests it. The math dictates that. That's why they're winning. It's not because they're magically good or anything like that. You notice through all this, D-Mac, their numbers have pretty much stayed around where their numbers are.
Yeah.
Told you, they play to their strengths better than anybody in the playoffs right now.
It's not like Carpenter's hitting, 860 in the series or anything like that, man. It's just they put him in the spot where he works the best, and chances are it'll work.
Right. And it just happened to be against the best closer in baseball, or best reliever in baseball. So
who had the hardest hit ball he's ever had hit off him in his career?
Yeah, 110, was it?
111, I thought
it was.
It
was the first 2-strike home run since Gibby's with L.A. against Eckersley.
Yeah, only home run he's given up on that slider since like 2022.
Wow. But that's his fault. I thought it was like borderline arrogance throwing 3 straight sliders to Kerry Carpenter of all people.
Yeah.
You hung the third one and you got burned. So it is what it is.
And he did, too.
Yeah.
Absolutely hung that one. That was the worst pitch I've seen him through in a long time.
That's what I said. I can't say it's nothing more than arrogance. Like
Class A. Ass. You're a bum.
Woodward Sports chat thread. Get into that. Cartier says the Tigers really have some Motor City magic. They do. I'm so ready for this game tomorrow. Chuck Brewer, timely hits are what matter in baseball. Burns says A.J. Hinch is benefiting off the fruits of Matt Patricia's labor.
That's true.
I think that's a good way to put it.
That's a good way to put it.
Yep. It all comes back to Matty P.
That makes the most sense.
Yeah.
It does. Ryan Palter from Feldman Chevy. Michigan is 0-2 when Neil picks them.
Keep picking them.
Well, I was told
Pick
that
them
they're not
against State.
Auburn.
It has been you, hasn't it? We know the culprit
All
now.
I'm doing is going by what I was told.
No. We know the culprit now. It's you.
David Mentier, what kind of helmet is that in front of you, Neil? Oh, this is a 2-sided helmet, actually. Like it's Michigan on one side, then it's Auburn on the other.
You tried it. You tried it.
No, it is. How is that their quarterback room?
We gonna talk about this, man. Today ain't the day, though. But
you notice it's never the day.
No. But you let me know when the day is, and I'll be ready. Okay?
You
let
ever
me
notice
know.
that? It's never the day.
When is
it?
a holiday.
When is it? Thursday? You let me know. Tell me the day, and I'll be there.
Hey, and then I'll tell them, hey, we're gonna talk about it Thursday, and we'll all get a text that just says holiday.
Holiday.
Yeah. Okay.
It was just a text that said holiday.
It was Ermanni and Edwards with Maz without Ermanni and Edwards and Maz.
Wow. Of course it was them, man. Shout out to
Danny G. The day when the Tigers or Lions are not doing good.
That was me and Flannel killed that show, by the way.
Yeah.
And I didn't even gloat. I was like, Michigan State sucks, so I can't be like, haha, you guys lost in the Final Four. Like,
yes.
Sorry, we spun the block on that, but it's cool.
Danny G. No one wants to talk Michigan or Michigan State right now because they're Aish. So there's that.
Yeah, that is fair. They're both not good.
You let me know and I'll be here. I ain't never ran from the smoke.
All right, let's take the break. As a matter of fact,
Talking about Swiss Insurance. Now more than ever, it is critical to have your insurance reviewed. Swiss Insurance will make sure your carrier is not slipping in extra fees. How do you go about doing it? Well, call my buddy Mark today at Swiss Insurance, 313-530-1698, or go to SwissINS.com.
To prove that you can get just as strong at Planet Fitness, we're seeing if people can tell the difference between our 75-pound dumbbell and a 75-pound dumbbell from an overpriced competitor gym. Okay, the old flick test, that never fails.
There's literally no difference.
Plus, you can save $28 or more when you join today. Wow.
Why would I pay more to lift the same weights?
It's the Planet Fitness Strong Choice Sale. Save $28 or more. Join for $1 down, $15 a month, cancel anytime. Deal ends October 10th. Planet Fitness. Light price, strong choice.
Can't get enough Lions coverage? Make sure you catch all Woodward sports shows every game day. Wake up with Woodward and Maine, giving you the latest insight into the Lions locker room and press conferences. Then join the Lions pregame show, highlighting key matchups, injuries, and what to watch for during the game. Follow all the ups and downs of the live game action with our Woodward Watch Party live on YouTube and WoodwardSports.com. After the game, check out the instant fan and host reactions with the Lions postgame show. Every game, it's wall-to-wall, kneecap-biting, high-fiving, chest-pumping Lions coverage.
Hell yeah!
Only at Detroit's #1 sports network, Woodward Sports.
Woodward Sports, let's go.
What happens when you run a great business for over 50 years? You expand and offer more products to more people. This is exactly what Les Stanford did by adding Les Stanford Buick GMC. Same great service that customers have come to know and trust on Woodward Ave, just south of 9 Mile. Check out Les Stanford in Dearborn today. LesStanford.com. Les Stanford Chevrolet. Together, let's drive.
All right, keeping it pushing, everybody. Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network. We'll be joined by Dr. Pierce coming up in just a couple of minutes, our injury insider. But no, just kind of talking the Tigers right now. We'll certainly got to get to the Lions also. In the chat, Wyatt Bear. Michigan is somehow ranked still. Wyatt, how many times you got to talk about this? They're off this week. They play at Illinois.
Yeah.
You got to keep them ranked because that could be the last time that you are able to have them ranked.
Yeah.
You squeeze one more national TV appearance out with both of them ranked to keep the juice going.
Those upsets help too, by the way. I mean, Tennessee, Texas A&M. Yeah.
Yep.
Missouri got their ass.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Missouri. Yeah. You know what, though, D-Mac? This is what you're going to get with this playoff. I told you, there's not 12 playoff-worthy teams. There's not.
No. Like, how are you going to keep? This is a way to keep them around so that it makes it plausible. You've said it all along.
It's the college football version of the wild card.
100%.
Like that's it. So anyway, but yeah. All right, Lions Cowboys coming up as well. I don't know if you guys caught this. Like we've talked about some of the Lions injury stuff. Cowboys could be without Parsons, Lawrence.
Wait.
Good. Keep naming them off. All of them. Diggs, go.
How about them Cowboys?
Sean brought up a great point yesterday, D-Mac. You know, in 13 days, the Lions could be in first place.
Good.
And this whole Vikings thing would be behind us.
Yeah. I can't wait. I hope they stay undefeated.
I don't know what the Vikings thing is upon us. I mean, it's not like as Coach Campbell said, right? Take care of your business. That'll all play out in the wash when you play them. We'll worry about that when you play them. Mm-hmm. Take care of business, in Dallas. This is one you got to have, especially coming off a bye. You get a chance to get guys healthier. Like you said, Frank Ragnow on the torn pec has been practicing, so he's going to go. So, right, and that's the benefit of last week.
No, and again, like, they're better. The Lions are a better team than the Dallas Cowboys.
Much better.
They are. You know you're going up against certain factors when you play in Dallas. That's been proven, and you know what I mean when I say that.
Mm-hmm.
So, for me, D-Mac, like not a lot changes for me. And I've seen people in the chat say, I want to see a strong performance. I want to see him dominate the Cowboys and stuff like that. We're past that.
I want to see the dub.
That's it. And I don't care how it happens, man. And I know that over the course of the last couple days, even in the couple weeks, we've shown that we still have kind of a weak stomach around here, right?
Mm-hmm.
It matters to some people. It still matters to some people. But fans got to get in a championship mindset too, damn it. Like, step your game up.
Yeah, but you know what? Give them a little bit. It's been a while, right? So it's been a while, but you have to start, harden up a little bit because it's never easy, right? It's never easy. Tell me when it's easy. There's adversity along every path. It's just how do you react to it? And as a fan, you have to go with the flow. It's all about the big picture.
John says, this fan base has changed for the better when we now look forward to playing an unbeaten team. Hashtag one pride. No, I can't wait for that Vikings. I'm going to be extra.
I know you are.
That whole week, I'm going to be extra.
You got to show out, man.
100% I will. Sean, I don't care if we win by 2. I'll be miserable from the 1st to the 4th, but we'll be thrilled for 7 days after. I mean, look, at least you're honest about it.
Mm-hmm.
At least you're honest about it. Michael says, chat, credit, how about 28-6 Lion? Again, guys, we don't need that right now.
I want it.
I know you, Spenny, I know you
We
want
all
it, but
want
it doesn't. Spenny,
want
you're
it.
out of control today, man.
That's all right. I'm living high right now. I'm feeling good.
Living
You
got some money in your pocket?
I got some money. Oh, I got a playoff ticket. All I had to do was say, "Hey, Caesar Sportsbook, let me withdraw some money to pay for it."
Look at this guy. But he is on
Thanks,
the heater.
Lions, for my Tiger
Thanks,
ticket.
Lions. Thanks, Tiger. I am on a heater. But this is Baltimore Ravens. Thanks, Ravens, for paying for that one. But yeah, I'm excited, and I don't just want it. I can see it. Like you said, more than likely, DeMarcus Lawrence, Micah Parsons, and Marshawn Nealand are all going to be out for this game. Jared Goff is coming off of the best quarterbacking game that anyone has ever played and a bye week.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to be back. He's going to have all day sitting in that pocket.
He may never throw an interception again.
Very
Even
well
an
might.
incomplete pass.
Very well could.
Yep. And you got Brian Branch practicing.
Yes.
Frank Ragnow practicing.
Which we're going to talk about with Doc coming up in a couple of minutes.
Yeah, man.
So, do we feel like we've turned, D-Mac, do we feel like we've turned a corner with this Lions season? You know what I'm
think people.
like
When you say turn the corner, I think that for the most part, the majority of us that are level-headed see the fact that the train's rolling, and they're only going to start getting better and start getting better. Now it's a test every week. The biggest test is, there's certain things you're going to watch is how does Terrion Arnold continue to adjust, and now he never gets a night off.
Don't worry
It's always
about
the
it,
number
no.
one receiver. He's got CeeDee Lamb. So, but the confidence in the whole, and especially because it was like, when's this? It's not can this offense is going. It's when this offense is going, and now the expectation is that they start cooking, right? And they start cooking because now you got Laporta with an extra week off that ankle. Right, you got some of your guys on offense that might be dinged up or whatever else. I'm not saying Montgomery was dinged up or Gibbs, but you give them that extra week to get ready. I think it's just about confidence. So I think that the confidence level that we have of this team being what we think it is, now we start cooking. Why? Because this week's important, and then the week after that is even more important. So you want to be going into that Minnesota game with the opportunity to be in first place with a win.
All right, when we come back, we're going to be joined by our injury insider, Dr. Jeff Pierce. And I do have to give him some props. We have to start off the interview with that. I have to give him some props because you talked about we've calmed down. I have to let Doc know that he's calmed me down throughout a lot of this run. The Kerry Carpenter thing, the Frank Ragnow thing, the Jahmyr Gibbs thing. So I do have to give him his flowers a little bit when he sits down. Don't tell him that, though, before we start.
No, that's why we're saying it when he's out of the room.
Right. 100%.
Okay. He's standing at the door, so let's
right,
go to commercial.
Yeah, we'll talk to Doc. We'll talk to Doc when we come back. The pregame show. Nobody's doing NFL Game Day Sundays. better than Woodward Sports, everybody. Tens of thousands of you are watching. It all starts Sundays at 8 to 9 a.m. Woodward and Maid with Terry Foster and, of course, our guy Matthew Broder. Yes, Matthew Broder will be doing Woodward and Maine all season long, as a matter of fact. And then they step aside for the New Holland Brewing Company pregame show. Myself and Sean Belesian, 10 a.m. to noon. On home games, we're live at Second Best on 42 Watson Street in Detroit. That's brought to you by Sabbath Coffee Roasters and Tullamore Dew Irish Whiskey. They're good separate. You can mix them together however you want to do it, but you can get ready for it. And you guys know on the pregame show, we're smashing those taller long drinks because that's the way that it works, because they're good. Ooh-wee, they are good. Nobody's doing football better than Woodward Sports. That's fact, not opinion.
Stop searching for a vehicle and start finding one. Les Stanford Chevrolet Cadillac makes it easy. We harness the power of multiple dealerships and own the biggest selection of GM brands in the area to get you the car you need. With the Les Stanford Group, you'll have access to 4 different dealerships, providing you with more makes, more models, and more choices. We're connected to more than 1,000 vehicles. And with so many high-quality CPO vehicles available, you'll find new car quality at pre-owned prices. You can start and end your search at lesstanford.com today.
Can't get enough Lions coverage? Make sure you catch all Woodward Sports shows every game day. Wake up with Woodward and Maine, giving you the latest insight into the Lions locker room and press conferences. Then join the Lions pregame show, highlighting key matchups, injuries, and what to watch for during the game. Follow all the ups and downs of the live game action with our Woodward Watch Party live on YouTube and woodwardsports.com. After the game, check out the instant fan and host reactions with the Lions postgame show. Every game, it's wall-to-wall, kneecap-biting, high-fiving, chest-pumping Lions coverage.
Hell yeah!
Only at Detroit's #1 sports network, Woodward Sports.
Woodward Sports, let's go.
Roki's Crispy Chicken and Pizza now has signature wings just in time for football season. You can order a pizza. You can get some of their wings. They got 7 different delicious flavors for you to choose from. It is a limited time offer, though, so make sure you get them while you can. To find a Soroki's near you, go to Sorokis.com.
Back at it, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network, Neil Rule, Darren McCarty, Spencer Raxter, KG, all of you in the Woodward Sports chat thread as well. And as we always are on Tuesdays, of course, we are joined by our guy, Dr. Jeff Pierce, the injury insider from the Michigan Sports and Spine Center, a guy that's helped myself and Spenny out. He did some stuff for DMAC too, I guess you could say. A little bit of things for DMAC, seeing as Darren McCarty trusts his career with him. Doc, good to see you again. Bless you, DMAC. You got a third one? He does in there. All right. So we are...
all 3.
We are ready to go. No, but Doc, appreciate your time as always. And look, before we get into the Ragnow thing, which I want to talk about, I do have to give you your flowers. And I wanted to say thank you.
Okay.
Because I got on this microphone back during baseball season, and I saw the headlines. It said, Kerry Carpenter, lumbar spine stress fracture.
Correct.
And I said to you, you probably remember this.
Yep.
I said, Doc, is this over? This sounds like it's over. It sounds like it's lumbar spine stress fracture. You're like, no, Neil, maybe a month. Should be good to go. And now he's hitting home runs off Emmanuel Class A, and here we are, Doc. So thank you.
We're celebrating, that's for sure, in Detroit with that one. It was like a pure swing. I think we can even go as far as to say that the fracture may have made him a better player.
Really? Explain that.
How deep you want to go. The thing is, like we've always talked about, with young players getting injuries, they have lived on their talent up to getting to the professional level. Sometimes the mechanics start lacking, but like we've seen that home run like 50 times already in replay. He's got perfect form. When these guys start getting injured, they start going back to the basics of infrastructure of their form. So I'll go as far as to say is because of the injury, there may have been something wrong with his actual form, and then we broke him down and made him more functionally, more mechanically correct in doing it and building the muscles up around it. So he's probably a lot stronger now because of the fracture, able to put it out of the park that easily, deep out. And I think a lot of times an injury like this wakes these guys up, doesn't take it for granted. Kind of like we can use you as an example. I mean, you stretch, but then when you felt the effects, and that I'm at an age, it kind of clicked that this is something I may choose to do, but I need to do.
Right.
So now Carpenter's at a need to do to maintain his abilities, right? So I'm going as far as to say is that he's probably a better athlete, more physically fit because he needs to be because of the prevention, and he's we're going to see another home run out of this guy.
All right, Doc's putting it in stone, D-Mac.
I mean, D-Mac's a great example.
Of what? Of what? Putting guys back together?
Duct taping you back together.
Well,
but
that's
no,
what. I mean, but I think that the whole point, right, is, and it goes back to the conversation to the trust of how I'm not going to hurt it anymore. So there's got to be still discomfort and stuff like this, or something that he's working on. But the fact is, they know exactly how to mobilize that injury to get him to be optimal when he gets out there. I think a lot of it too, Neil, we never thought about this. Kerry Carpenter about facing the lefties. We just thought it was protection. Maybe that's the protection for his back also, so doesn't have to have that many at-bats. It could be a correlation to that, right? So
yeah, he's still in a rest recovery, but he's definitely, from a pure physiological, when you have a stress fracture, you heard the word fracture, not the belabor.
I heard spine and fracture.
Right. You missed out the stress part, which means it's not a displaced fracture. It's a small crack in the bone that should be able to heal from a physiological standpoint.
So it's like a shin splint for your spine?
No, a shin splint's a splint. This is a fracture. So it's like a hairline fracture. You know how you say, oh, it's just a hairline. We see a fracture, but there's not displaced. There's not loss of bone, all those kind of things. And in the spine, it's a big, thick bone, and it's hard to fracture, but it's also will heal. And again, there's probably some secret sauce to speed up that healing. But again, it's what you do around it. It's the small ligaments. It's the small muscles making it stronger. So he spent a lot of time in his recovery and strengthening and rehab what he needed to do to have that rotational movement. Because rotation is one of the worst things you can do on the spine. So yes, he's a better athlete because of that.
Talk with Dr. Pierce, our injury insider, every Tuesday here on Big D Energy, every Thursday with Ermanni and Edwards. He talked me down with the Kerry Carpenter thing, certainly the Jahmyr Gibbs as well, because, dynamic athlete, stop and start, foot in the ground. I was tripping out about the hamstring stuff. You calmed me down on that too. So I just got to start listening to you. I guess the moral of the story, Doc, is
I'm
fought
building
it for
my
so
credibility.
long. Yeah, I fought it for so long, but I just got to give in and listen to you. Big thing I wanted to touch on. Frank Ragnow, coming off a partially torn pectoral. Misses a week, back at practice on Friday. How? It's a partially torn pec in football.
Or I think the bigger question is, what does that mean to you of the impact of what injury, right? I know you don't see the x-rays and stuff like this, but when you hear torn pec, but then you see a guy back early, right, for a game, what does that mean? How do you translate that?
Well, I mean, we've talked about mental toughness, so I think that's up front, right? Ragnow, you got to, pin him down to not play.
He's Frank Ragnow's a psychopath. Right? Is there a degree of that?
He's very dedicated to his profession.
Okay, there you go.
That's dedicated, because if I had to do that, we'd diagnose a lot of these guys as psychopaths. But we call it dedication to their profession. And the thing is, like we talked about at the beginning, it's where the tear is. Like I said, he was fearful. He came off the field. We understand what it is. He knows his limitations. We talk about gears, right? Braylon started the whole thing with, I know gear 1 and I know gear 10. I got to learn to function in gear 6 and 7. And I think that's what Ragnow needs to do also, is that he can't go full out. He can't go full extension. He can't, he's not going to go toe-to-toe with the guy. He may have to give up a little bit when he starts feeling that tug on that muscle, which is a limiting factor, which, we have to trust him that he will be able to be smart enough, insight enough to his body to know that when he's pushing or resisting these guys coming in without holding, he's going to feel some give here. He's not going to feel as strong as he is on the other side. He's got to okay, I'm going to give way so I don't ruin it. Will that lead to sacks? Will that lead to other problems? That's possible. So he's got to feel like he's he's 80%. I would call it 80%. You have 80% strength on that side and resistance to be playing. You know, a lot of guys, we've said an 80% Ragnow is better than a 100% other person because of his football intelligence. So he's more than just a muscle out there. He's doing a lot more. But I think practicing this week, I'd be surprised if he plays this week. I think within the next couple weeks, we'll probably see him out there.
Again, and people in the chat kind of jumping on me a little bit. Once again, Neil missed the key word again, partially. Look, Stephen Baffey, partially torn pec, Micah Parsons on the other side from you. You know what I'm saying? Like, because I'm always fascinated. I'm always fascinated by the mental side of a Frank Ragnow type, to where nothing is getting in the way. Nothing. Pain's not getting in the way. What you think should be is not getting in the way. And I know you talk about it a lot as well. Right. Why are some guys built different like that? Why?
Go back to their roots. I don't. We could get real deep on this.
I know, and I'm not trying to do that. But
I've been with every level of athletes, from the little kids playing mini football to the professional athletes. It's where you are. Sometimes this is silly, but I'll get a kid in my office with an injury. I may turn to mom and dad and say, is your son tough? Because when they're tough, it's harder to treat them, right? Because they're resisting, they're unaware of what should be happening. Some people are like, I'm getting from point A to B no matter what. I'll deal with the consequences later. That's a lot of players, especially in hockey, because hockey has been my most historical treatment of players all the way from juniors to professionals. They are the mentality of success, that they will get through whatever they need to get through and deal with the consequences after.
Here's the great perspective, Doc, that you have too, and maybe you can make it, because you deal with musicians and celebrities when they come in too. So like it comes down to mentality also. Is it the same way, or are musicians or artists or whatever easier to train because of that? Or is it just human beings?
It's human beings, but like people make fun of, athletes are the same kind of people. They put their pants on the same way. They go to the bathroom the same way. No, they're not the same. There's a dedication. There's a grit, whatever we're going to call it. There's a mental toughness. What I think you're referring to is, why is Ragnow willing to get back out there when another guy with light hamstrings are like, because there's agents, there's family, it's a mental toughness, right? Quarterbacks, wide receivers, are they softer than linemen? Yeah, maybe, but overall I want to say no. But I don't know where it comes from. I really don't. I don't know if it's the kid in Iowa that's baling hay all day long and I have to finish because all my chickens need to be fed versus Seth Curry's a great example. He grew up well. I know him personally, and his dedication was, why did he mentally turn it on when LeBron James' son is maybe not at that mental toughness? We don't know, because you know what? That brain, just like we talk about concussions, there's part of the brain. We don't understand where it comes from. Why do you show up and do this show? Why is Mac here? He's already had a great career. What drives you? He's got plenty of alumni that are sitting home playing pickleball. He's here out. Is it because he wants
nationally ranked pickleball player?
See, there you go, guys. I like you three better than I like pickleball.
We rank ahead of pickleball.
No, it's just
there's
not an answer. There's an answer of who's tough, who's grit. Football players that are successful have to have a whole level of grit higher than everybody else, because that's why they got to that. It's not just talent anymore. You got to have all the factors.
John Fisher says some guys are soft and like Emmanuel Mosley, and some guys are tough like Frank Ragnow. I can't speak to that. Doc can't speak to that. Like we don't know what the story is there. Doc, you got me on a heater with the stretching and stuff like that. You got anything else for me? You got anything else I can do?
Yeah,
no, because for real, I feel 20% more mobility. No BS.
That's awesome. So, that's just a little thing. We talked about the toe ups.
Yes.
It's like You know, like I mentioned, I don't know if I talked with you guys, but Gervin and I, George Gervin, the Iceman, obviously a good friend, we're looking to talk about how, like, we're both on the back nine. How do we contribute at this point from an educational standpoint? And it's the little things. It's like the toe-ups in the morning. It's like, what do you feel? It's like what I just said about little kids. It's also about adults. You don't know that you're missing something. You're just getting through your day. Like, weakness in your ankle is probably the most, like I've said, the most disrespected joint on our body. But when you start seeing your foot kind of flattening inward, that's weakness. It's like, get up on the outside of your foot. Like I told you, you start doing toe-ups while you're brushing your teeth. Those are important things. Understand, if I say core musculature, what do you think of right away?
Core muscle?
Yeah.
Like planking and stuff like that.
Right. So you're thinking more your core for your back and your abs.
Yeah.
There's core musculature around every joint of your body. So if you've had an injury to your shoulder, like I criticize a lot of my colleagues, when it's healed, you should be fine. No, there's a whole rehab process that you have to put through to get that core strength back, to preserve that joint. So when you start talking about joint issues or weakness, you lose the core around your knee. Let's just pick the knee and the hip. You got an ankle injury, you're getting weaker on that side. If you start losing the core muscles around that joint, pick the hip because it's most common hip joint replacement. You start putting more pressure on that direct bone to bone, right? The ligaments are weak, the muscle's weak because you've slacked off or you've done something or you've injured it. You have to rehab, and there's core muscle around every part of your joint. There's something called a firing pattern. There's a certain way you should be running, like we talked about Carpenter. There's a way to deliver that swing or a golf swing. There's a pattern to it of what muscles and what rotation should be kicked in, and we can break it all down. So you need to understand the mechanics of what you're doing besides just stretching.
Woodward Sports chat thread before we let the doc go here. Greg B29, need more doctors like Dr. Pierce.
Yeah.
And then Dina says, I hate that stretching works, LOL. I agree, but here we are. Doc, appreciate the time as always, my friend.
It's true. Just one more thing, like the hamstring with Gibbs, it should give everybody who's a real Lions fan to understand if you can't touch your toes or you can't stretch that hamstring out, you're at a higher risk of injury of back issues, buttock issues, and hamstring issues. So if you do a little prevention, if you're on the telephone, if you're on the TV, just do some simple hamstring stretches. One of the easiest things to look up. You can actually go to Michigan Sports and Spine for hamstring stretches, but they're everywhere on the tube. But
yeah, thank you for bringing that up, by the way. You can find stretches and everything and actual tools at MichiganSportsAndSpine.com.
Yeah,
Thanks, Doc. Appreciate you.
We love that stuff.
Thanks, Doc.
Yeah, there he is, Dr.
Oh, real quick, I saw Billie Eilish last night. LCA.
You lucky bastard.
Big concert.
I love Billie Eilish.
Huh?
How was it?
She's great. She's got her own thing, that's for sure. No costume changes, no dancers. Billie Eilish on stage just being real and raw, and that audience is very responsive to it. It was a great concert. She's not my number one performer, but I have a lot of respect. Again, those people are made differently. I mean, Billie Eilish, she's a different person. She definitely lives life to her own drum, and she's proven it.
She got kind of a fitness regimen and stuff like that. She's not doing a lot of crazy stage work and stuff like that, though. So maybe
a lot
not
of
as
crazy
much.
what?
Stage work. Like the dance routines.
No, I got Pink
that.
coming in next week. She's got the craziest stage routines. She's acrobatic, but
you got Pink coming in next week.
Pink's here next week. Yeah,
that is true.
Oh yeah, and our golf outing, Top Golf. Oh geez.
Yeah.
I'm pushing my time limit.
Yeah.
Athletes Unlimited, our charity that you guys have been very supportive.
Yes.
We have a big Top Golf event November 7th to help all the impaired athletes that you see, kids with adaptive sports. We've been sponsoring that for 28 years. So
awesome.
Come out and we'll put it through Michigan Sports and Spine and Woodward Sports, how to find more information. But November 7th, Top Golf, everyone's welcome.
All right, yeah, absolutely. If you guys got some graphical stuff or whatever, let's get it on and get it out there. Doc, appreciate you, my friend.
All right.
All right, Dr. Jeff Pierce, our injury insider. Ragnall's still a psychopath. I don't care what anybody says. But, hey, tell about Mark White.
I will tell him about Mark White, because if you're looking to buy or sell a new home, Mark White should be your first choice. He can save you up to $5,000 of your closing costs. Just visit him at markwhitesells.com or call 248-290-8242. markwhitesells.com. Again, he will save you up to $5,000 on your closing costs.
And when you save all that money... Right, KG? Yeah, when you save all that money, I would invest in Taller. That's what I would do with all. I'd buy pallets of Taller. It's the new seltzer drink on the market. It's made locally right here in Michigan. New Holland Brewing Company over there on the west side of the state are doing it with their small batch gin. There's some grapefruit puree in there as well. All I know is it's incredible. It's my favorite drink in the drink game. Get it at Total Wine. Go in there, get a pallet of it, everybody. I'm telling you, because if you don't, Spenny and I and KG will. It's Taller, the Dutch long drink. Nobody's doing it better than New Holland Brewing. That's a fact.
Walk into any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men today. Open 7 days a week. Sit back, relax, and enjoy precision haircut, scalp massage, hot leather neck shave, and hot towel treatment from one of our talented stylists. Step up your game this season and take advantage of our $20 haircut special. Scan the QR code and get your coupon today. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, the ultimate haircut experience. Open 7 days a week. Walk-ins always welcome. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. It's wicked awesome.
Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Woodward golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today.
Stop searching for a vehicle and start finding one. Les Stanford Chevrolet Cadillac makes it easy. We harness the power of multiple dealerships and own the biggest selection of GM brands in the area to get you the car you need. With the Les Stanford Group, you'll have access to 4 different dealerships, providing you with more makes, more models, and more choices. We're connected to more than 1,000 vehicles. And with so many high-quality CPO vehicles available, you'll find new car quality at pre-owned prices. You can start and end your search at lesstanford.com today.
Neil Rule here for KDK
Divorce.
Law. Kevin and Catherine at KDK Law. Look, the bottom line is if you're going through divorce, child custody, family law issues, any of that, KDK Law right here in Birmingham, they will have your back. You're probably losing sleep over stuff like that, I would imagine. It's probably a pretty grim time. They have 24/7 availability. They have over 10 years of experience in the game as well. You can scan the QR code on the screen right now. Mention Woodward Sports and KDK Law will pay your filing fee. But, guys, it's not about getting a filing fee paid. It's about winning your case. That's what it's about in KDK Law. Kevin and Catherine, they're elite. They can help you do that. They will have your back. All right, coming down the stretch here, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network, Neil Rule, Darren McCarty, Spencer Raxter, KG as well. By the way, go ahead.
Just real quick about Ragnow. What is, doesn't that give you like, holy cow, it's not as bad as we thought and stuff like if he's back out, they're not going to allow him. They sat him out a week, right? And stuff like this. So there's pain tolerance and that's stuff like this, but it's something that, and partial tears can mean anything because how partially torn is it, right? It's partially means it's not all the way through. They don't say it's 3/4 partial, it's a quarter partial. So the confidence that he will be ready to play and get back out there, because there's like, it would make absolute zero sense to hold him out and then put him back on a Friday practice, wouldn't it, Neil?
Yeah.
So I mean, gosh, that's even better news.
Woodward Sports chat thread. Theo, Joby Nooner. Can we change the name?
Oh, Earlobe Job.
D-Mac, did you We've seen Will Levis in his act, right, this year, right? 6 interceptions on the season already.
Yeah, man.
We've seen Anthony Richardson in his act. He's a turnover factory, 6 interceptions. They lead the league in interceptions. You know who they're tied with?
Patrick
Mahomes.
Yep.
Well, that sounds like a you and flannel conversation. All I would say is that, you know what, might be a little rough right now picking games, but I'll tell you who isn't those guys is the kid in Washington.
Yes.
Jane, we nailed that. That is this kid's only getting better and better. So, like watch out the development that he has, and it's just, you know what it is, Neil. It's what I see out of younger guys that get it. It's the maturity, right? The maturity to make. He's making mature decisions. Those guys aren't. The game seems a little quicker to them.
Yeah.
Right. So, do you think that? See, I think Richardson. There's still something there. I think Levis is a bust.
100%.
More right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, funny though, right? Richardson and Will Levis leading the league in interceptions.
You know what the
together.
conversation is? The conversation is Malik Willis and Will Levis, because you thought that he was, but there's actually might be some potential in Malik Willis. So then you look at where they came from. So is it a system thing?
Yeah.
A lot of questions to be answered.
Malik went to the best possible situation he could have went to, but
I
everybody else, though,
just wanted to bring that up. Woodward Sports Chat thread, John Fisher. Hey, Neil, when does Sam Reynolds come on this network to apologize for his Ishy Jets takes that I had to suffer through for way too many effing segments?
Welcome to my world, bro.
You got to ask him that.
Yeah, that's a question for Sam Reynolds. I knew it was going to be good when he said Sam Reynolds.
Right, the government.
When does Sam Reynolds come on this network?
Who's that? Oh.
Right. I had to think about it.
He was using his government name right there, man. So you knew some stuff was going on. No, his government name. No, it was great. Hockey, D-Mac.
When does the season open?
Tonight, right?
Don't know.
I'm glad we're all
Thursday.
Up on it.
Thursday's the Red Wings
for the Red Wings, but it starts tonight.
I think it started on the weekend.
Out there in
what's that?
Out
they're
there
all
in
across the
Europe.
pond.
Yeah.
But the whole thing is that like the flex on hockey season isn't as much because we're dialed into the Lions and the Tigers really captivating all the audience of what it should. Actually, the Wings I thought played absolutely dismal in exhibition. So hopefully that's not a sign to come. But they got to find where they got to get their production, right? They got to find some scoring. You got to think that there should be improved on the back end. You saw the moves that they made. They swallowed the money and send Justin Hall to Grand Rapids so they can keep Johansson on the back end, carrying 3 goalies. So we'll see. Your boy Johnny Berger is going to get an opportunity. So to me, it's always about the secondary scoring with this team.
By the way, it begins in America, I guess you could say today. Actually, nice little slate. Blues are playing the Kraken at 4:30 for some reason. They're playing at 1:30 in Seattle. The Bruins are at the Panthers at 7. And then the Blackhawks at the Utah Hockey Club /Soakers at 10 o'clock.
Shout out Utah Hockey Club.
Yeah.
Oh, that's not what they named? I thought
no,
Spenny
that's
had that
what we named it.
Should be the Soakers.
Should have been the Soakers.
You could have alternate jerseys.
Yeah.
Right.
That would have been electric, man. All right, let's. You want to take this final break? What do you want to do here?
Yeah, we can do that.
Yeah, let's take this final break, come back and wrap this thing. Hey, we haven't done a questions for D-Mac in a minute.
Yeah, why not?
Give us some questions for D-Mac. All right? Let's do it. Tell them about the watch party.
I will tell them about the watch party because the watch party and the post-game show are both live from Hayes Social on Sunday. Tap in. It's the New Holland Brewing Company post-game show. It's the Sabbath Coffee Roasters, Soroki Crispy Chicken and Pizza, and 1800 Tequila also sponsoring it. And like I said, live at Hayes Social. Go have a good time with the boys, starting with the watch party and finishing with the post-game show with Anthem and Stick. Woodward Sports is doing Lions coverage better than anybody in the state.
Feldman Chevrolet, Michigan's #1 Chevy dealer, is kicking off the game with the best prices on all cars, trucks, and SUVs, like this 2024 Silverado for just $296 a month, or this 2025 Equinox for as low as $371 a month. Our locations in Novi, Highland, New Hudson, Livonia, and Lansing means we have the perfect Chevy right in your backyard. Get the home team advantage every day at Feldman Chevrolet, Michigan's #1 Chevy dealer.
Can't get enough Lions coverage? Make sure you catch all Woodward sports shows every game day. Wake up with Woodward and Maine, giving you the latest insight into the Lions locker room and press conferences. Then join the Lions pregame show, highlighting key matchups, injuries, and what to watch for during the game. Follow all the ups and downs of the live game action with our Woodward Watch Party live on YouTube and woodwardsports.com. After the game, check out the instant fan and host reactions with the Lions postgame show. Every game, it's wall-to-wall, kneecap-biting, high-fiving, chest-pumping Lions coverage.
Hell yeah!
Only at Detroit's #1 sports network, Woodward Sports.
Woodward Sports, let's go.
Neil Rule here for the very best youth football and cheer leagues in Metro Detroit. That's right, the Boys and Girls Clubs of Southeastern Michigan's 3C Sports League. 6 teams to choose from: Detroit, Belleville, East Point, etc. And what does it mean to you? Well, it means this, that all coaches are trained, all coaches are certified. They undergo background checks as well. And you can register for football or for cheer at bgcsm.org. That's right, the Boys and Girls Clubs of Southeastern Michigan's 3C Sports League. All right, final segment of the show, Big D Energy. Neil Rule, Darren McCarty, KG, Spencer Raxter as well. And, if you got a question for D-Mac, like Philippines On Demand, D-Mac, do you think the Stanley Cup's the hardest championship trophy to win? In my opinion, it is because of the endurance it takes. Your thoughts?
Well, I got 4, so maybe I'm a little bit
It was the hardest one.
Jaded,
Yeah.
but yeah, no, I think it is. I think it's and it's got the most tradition to it as far as
Best trophy in sports.
everything else. Maybe even now, just how every player and organization member gets it for a day. So, yeah, I mean it's because of the grind and stuff like this. I mean it's in the argument. Any championship's tough to win.
I think so because of the volatility of it all. Like, it literally is a roll of the dice. We've seen the 8 win. We've seen the 1 dominate and win. It's so hard. I will say this. Baseball is as much hockey this season as I've seen baseball in a long time. There are no pitchers. Except for one team. One team's got the best pitcher that hasn't given up a run in the playoffs.
On God's green earth.
And I'll tell you what. When the Red Wings win the Stanley Cup and D-Mac brings it to Woodward Sports and I chug a beer out of it, that's going to be my profile picture for the rest of my life. On everything.
No, absolutely. DNC, ENT, I mean, everyone makes a big deal out of travel in other leagues. NHL doesn't seem to care when the Panthers and Oilers traveled 25,000 miles in a week and a half. I mean, that's just part of it. And
So that's part of making it the hardest trophy to win.
Right. No, it is. And like DNC, ENT, the only part that's hard about the travel is the dehydration from being in the air. I can tell you, traveling with professional sports teams is not like what you and I do. When we go through security, go park the car, go through security, check in, sit and wait. Like, it's not that. You literally the bus takes you to the plane, you get on the plane. You don't deal with your bags or anything like that.
That's pretty sweet.
It is. It's very, very easy. Chuck Brewer, Neil, amen. Does any team have 3 quality starters? Apparently the Dodgers have none.
It's facts.
Yamamoto got tuned up by the Padres.
Jack Flaherty
got destroyed by the Padres. So it is. D-Mac, I've been keeping track and really I'm liking Lombardi as well as Casper, BND, Danielson. What do you think of their chances of one of them making the roster this season, if not
Not
next?
out of the gate, but I think you'll see them at some point, right, to go down and get the experience. It's all about ice time. So they're going to go down to Grand Rapids. It's going to benefit them. But I believe you'll probably see them sooner than later. All depends on the start that this team gets off to. But there's jobs up for grabs. The biggest thing that I like that they addressed is they signed Austin Watson to a 2-way contract. So now that gives them some sandpaper out there, that they're not messing around with anybody. So I thought that was more important at the stage that they're at right now than it is developing one of these younger guys.
All right, last one here. Let's go Red Wings party. D-Max, is there a guy you can think of from the 90s era that may not have been a star in that time but would have flourished in this era of hockey?
Drapes.
He would have been
Draper.
He'd have been a second-line center that bagged 30 goals, right?
Dude, he would have found a way. He would even for whatever else. I'm saying 20s, something, been as effective to affect both ways, but you would have seen the more effectiveness because as great as he was, it just the open and the skating of the game, he would have dominated. I believe. Because we saw when he played with Sergei and moved up and won the Selke that year where Scotty let him be offensive and stuff like that. So just because he can't score on a breakaway doesn't mean he can't score other times.
always got to give that day. Well, because you always say it about you. You're like, I would not have a place.
I wouldn't have played, dude. I would. Hopefully, my golf game would be a lot better a lot earlier. But no, I too frustrating even to watch. I tell it all the time. I had to change the way I watch this game because it's not the game that I grew up playing or loving. It's an alternative. So, good luck to these guys.
All right, that will do it here today. We will be back at it tomorrow, everybody. Pistons Suns on the radio tonight. I'll have the radio coverage for you guys, myself, and I believe Rick Mahorn will be on the call. So tap into that if you all get a chance. For DMAC, KG, Spencer Raxter, I'm Neil Roll. Thanks for tapping in. Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network. We'll see you later.